Welcome back to OtakuDaiKun. We're going to be playing some more Nikke, Goddess of Victory. Before we get started, let me just take care of some formalities while people join the chat and all. I just started a new section of my Discord where people can nominate waifu for Waifu of the Year, which should be really fun. And everyone's causing chaos in the Discord at the moment. So, give me just a second. Got out of the bathtub, huh? Hope it was a good bath. I love baths. They're so nice and cozy. I don't get to do them nearly enough. Instead of just shower. I've been doing fantastic. How about you, Haggis? It's funny, nobody knows how to, like, read directions. All I ask is that people posting their waifu of the year post a picture of the character, their name, and which work they debuted in during 2024. And hardly anyone's doing that. So I'm just going to wind up deleting like half of them because people can't follow instructions. Izu-Ocha is finally canon? Really? Oh, I thought... Wait, I could have sworn My Hero Academia already finished. Anyway, I'm going to leave Discord to it while I send out my thing, the invites. So busy. So much stuff going on. Okay. We will leave the Discord for now as people come on in and join the stream. So they're still dropping, huh? Didn't know that. Alright, there we go. Let me know if you want me to adjust the volume. Sorry about that. I really thought they would become a couple. That's how I would have wrote the story. You know, Deku and Ochako. Well, Ezra, if you really want to participate in the contest, then you would need to go through my Discord. You don't have to participate with anyone else. You could just post that, and then once the contest is done, then you can leave the server. I don't mind. Lands in a crumpled heap. Oh, no! Alright, well, we've got some epic stuff going on for Nikke's story. We're finally back to the main chapters, because last time we did the Old Tales event, which was another, what do you call that? Prequel, flashback sort of thing, featuring Cinderella and Grave and all that goodness. But we are going to be starting with Nikke's chapter 19. Last we left off, basically, a lot of things have been going on, honestly, but the biggest one, the big topic is still Vaphaus. Vaphaus is this unique substance that can be put into a bullet, and if you shoot a Nikke with it, it destroys the nymph in their brain, which essentially cures corruption, which is really, really good, but at the same time it also frees a Nikke from the aspects programmed into them that humans can control. So a Nikke freed of its nymph can just be like any other person, and society fears that. So when Matisse, the epic... What the hell, man? That's gonna have to wait. Anyone pinging me on that will have to wait for now. I know it has nothing to do with the contest, Ezra. I'm saying if you wanted to participate, though, I am doing it through the Discord, period. Just to make life moderately easy for me. But yeah, so, Matisse, Miss Illis's epic squad of heroes, they got corrupted. And Seoin did not want them to just be memory wiped or removed or destroyed or whatnot, the various things you would normally do to a corrupted Nikke. So instead she put them in freezing and used Vaphaus to cure them of their nymph, which would have been fine. But all of a sudden the public started freaking the fuck out, being like, oh my god, you're telling me these Nikke are no longer, you know, bound and chained by us, you know, in that regard. They can think for themselves and move on their own now. They can hurt other people. So there was a big outrage, and Seoin wanted to make Matisse strong again, or look good in the public eye. So she pulled this really scummy operation where she wanted to make it look like Matisse was saving the day from an invasion of raptures, but in order to do that, she had to trick Matisse into actually luring those raptures into the Ark, or towards the Ark, forcing our buddy Laplace, who is now going under like severe trauma and fear of her own death and corruption and all that, to really step up and be the hero she always wants to be. So that's the main thing that happened in last chapter, is she, you know, she grew the courage to take on the raptures and save the day, even without the nymph that was otherwise taking care of that anxiety. So it's pretty awesome. Have you thought of playing Slay the Princess? I've watched about that one. It's a really, really cerebral experience. It's good. I do like it. Isn't she like... aren't there like multiple princesses, or she just like changes in various forms? That would be a really complicated waifu to do. But the game itself is fascinating in its own right, to enjoy it on its own terms. But yeah, but it turns out that Crow, the absolute turd Crow, was the one behind making the public in the Ark fear Nikkes without their nymph. I watched a video on it. I just forgot what the actual truth was with Slay the Princess. It was confusing, but yeah, it was all Crow's fault, and Crow is not done scheming to make humanity hate Nikkes still and whatnot. She's trying to like prove some kind of point there. She doesn't think that Nikkes and humans can live in coexistence and mutual trust, which is what the commander does. And of course, that's why Crow shoots the commander, and that's no good. Chloe's graduation. Oh, I'm gonna admit I'm not sure who that is just by name. There's a lot of Hololive. I know some of them, but not all. But yeah, going into Chapter 19, we've got a whole new quest ahead of us. Eden. Now, we have played through the past events regarding... God, there's so many characters and so many names. Dorothy. Not Cinderella, but Dorothy. Project Mugen is now titled Ananta? And there's a new trailer for the game coming in December. Well, that game looks cool. I'm excited. Strinova, the shooting game that I played for you guys before, had its official release. So now that's free to play right now for everybody. It's really fun. It's like, you know, Overwatch, but way better because the waifu are better, in my opinion. But yes, Dorothy was one of the Nikke from the original Goddess Squad, and she helped protect the Ark while the Ark was being built. But then she got screwed over when she and her squad were denied entry to the Ark. And so to contend with that, she basically said, screw you guys, I'm going off on my own. And she creates this little paradise called Eden. And that's what we are going to now start searching for, the commander. And that's where we start off. After the whole see you in Matisse, Laplace, hero segment, now we're gonna be going in. Soul Mask? Not heard, never, I don't think I've heard of it. Maybe you've mentioned it before, but I haven't looked into it yet. The UN is trying to ban, the UN is always trying to ban it. I don't necessarily know if that's gonna go anywhere.
Clear. It's a clear shot to the research facility from here. We're well stocked with supplies. Things are looking good. There is something, however, that I'm curious about.
So we're in search of Eden.
Are Nikkes allowed to engage in operations on the surface without a commander?
Whether Stranova's lore is as expansive and interesting as the Overwatch lore? Maybe not at first, I would say, Jens. There are cutscenes and there is some semblance of a story. Actually, there's more cutscene, I think, that in the actual game itself than Overwatch has ever had. But as far as, like, extra lore videos and documents on characters outside of that, it's hard to say. They have the opportunity to do it if it gets big, but I'm not sure. I doubt it'll be on the same level as, like, Hoyoverse games, where they have, like, at least one or two major story trailers for every introductory character. How crazy how soft people have gotten? Yeah, no kidding.
Huh? I don't remember ever doing that. Then what about conducting corporate espionage to spy on another squad?
Imagine an FGO game like Honkai Star Rail. Imagine FGO just, like, doing anything new. I would have liked to see, like, FGO Arcade just be the future of Fate Grand Order, where the gameplay of that just was done on phones and consoles and all that stuff. But have you thought about a waifu list for the Zelda franchise? That's an interesting one. I mean, there's Zelda herself. She's good. And then there's also the chick from Hyrule Warriors. She's like a mage that has like a book or whatever. She's doing like a midriff kind of thing going on. I like her a lot. She's cute. VTubers, couple of them. Cinder and VJoJo's is a man. Have a Nihilister cosplay model. Interesting. Well, yes, we're going to be encountering Nihilister in today's stream.
So they say. Anyway, what's our next move, Rappy?
I don't know if I like as many of those, waifu.
Show yourself. If you're not out here by the time I count to 3, I'll open
Didn't Bunny
fire.
Girl get like a movie this year too?
3, 2.
What a killjoy.
Alright, and so now we've got a new companion. Or a new... well, someone who's been following us at the very least. Papillon is a Nikke owned by one of the central government officers named Birmingham. We saw him in a previous cutscene, and she's sent by Birmingham to essentially spy on us, but also see what's going on at Eden with Dorothy. He's got his own motives for Dorothy, and so she's being sent to do that. And that doesn't really seem to be... We still don't know what his plan is for Dorothy at this exact moment. But, yeah. Shouldn't you treat most versions of Zelda as different waifu? You could. You certainly could. They definitely have different appeal from one game to the next. Although I think Breath of the Wild is probably my favorite one. But a lot of that's actually just because there's fan art of her in the dancing outfit, the Gerudo outfit that Link has to disguise himself as. I don't think there's ever any canon situation where Zelda wears that, which is sad. Girls Frontline 2, oh my god, has such amazing graphics. We are in an unprecedented era of waifu, thanks to gacha. Gacha is both a blessing and a curse in that regard. That it just becomes really hard to keep track of them all.
I was going to come out when the timing was right. Not when there are all these irksome bees buzzing about.
Hey, aren't you the one always trailing behind Burning Gum?
That's me. Thanks for noticing.
What are you doing here?
As if you had to ask. I'm here to lend a hand, of course.
Horizon Walker?
If you want to help,
No, I have not
fixing our
played that.
dorm
Never
would
heard of
be
it.
superior
Will
to
today's
this.
stream go on till about 20H? 20H? 20 hours?
Sorry, I'm afraid that's out of my purview.
Oh no, you're talking... Oh, okay, no, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know what your time zone is, so that wouldn't help me.
Didn't Burning Gum put a hit out on us before?
Subahibi. No, I've never heard of that.
You ought to compensate us for emotional distress.
Right now, it's 12:21 for me. I'm planning on streaming for a good while. In fact, I have to take a quick break. This is really sad. Very quick break. My cat threw up on the couch. We have couch covers, and I threw them through the wash, and now I've got to switch them from the washer to the dryer. I will be right back. At least 4 hours is what I can promise. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, thank you for your patience. Wow. Sorry. I knew I was going to forget that, and if you forget it in the washer, then it smells like crap, and it's like, no!
I'm very disappointed in you all. We're all paid employees working for the same people. You really ought to be more trusting of me.
The central government are not at all united in their goals.
Honey,
Not always.
everybody's ganging up on me. Why don't you put a stop to them? I thought you'd want to defend my honor.
Your honor? I don't know you.
What are you really doing out here? Are you conducting surveillance? Or trying to turn up information?
Yeah, I hate doing laundry.
Now, don't get your stinger in a tangle, busy little bee. Fine.
Ari-chan insisted on getting a smart washer and dryer. Ones that connect to your phone and stuff like that. And I just want one that just works.
That's precisely what I'm after.
And unfortunately, that doesn't happen.
What else? At this point, it's about all you can offer me.
It did it again. It did it again. It keeps shutting off on its own. Alright, I'll be right back again. I'm gonna go crazy. Yeah, my dryer thinks it's a smart dryer, and that means it's deciding for me when it thinks the clothes are dry, and now it's starting to just go like, oh, yeah, we finished your cycle after like 10 minutes. I'm like, are you kidding me? So the only way to get it to like, actually just sit there and dry for X amount of time is to set it on quick dry, and then click more time and just set the time manually and just have it dry. Like, just be a regular dryer, for the love of God. I hate it so bad. So I don't know why it's broken now, but it's just assuming that like after like 10 minutes of spinning some clothes, it's like, oh yeah, the dryer cycle's done. I don't know, man. I'm losing my mind.
You don't have a problem with that, do you?
All I want to do is play my waifu game!
After all, sharing information isn't a one-way street.
What are you getting at?
Let me put it this way. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
I'll scratch your back.
If you do that, you might be able to receive some top-secret information about a certain deputy chief in the process. So let's say... what's a good example? Ah, got it. The fact that there are 0 survivors on the surface. That's a bald-faced lie. In truth, there's a lost utopia where humans have gathered and are living quite happily. Were you not aware of this?
When appliances think they're linked to
suits of the
Skynet,
Orc
right?
have known
Yeah.
about it for a coon
In this case,
age.
they're just extremely incompetent.
You mean
It's the
something
human
other than
design
an
of them
amusement
that
park?
makes me annoyed.
Amusement park? What's she on about?
Spill the beans!
Got your curiosity, don't I? What's in it for me?
It's certainly tempting. But we have to keep our mission strictly confidential. You don't want any leaks. It should be okay if we keep it between us. How about if we use some kind of secret code?
I think, if I recall, we're on a mission to obtain more Vaphaus. I think that's what it is. There's a factory that used to manufacture the Vaphaus, and we're going to find it. And that's when she comes along and tells us about Eden. So I think that's the actual continuity of it.
Nice! Let's do that.
Hello, hollow sleepy shadow.
From now on, our code name for our destination is Sewage.
Sewage?
As
No!
for the item we're after, we'll call it Cartridge Case.
And again, if you want the volume for their dialogue turned up, let me know. Because I can do that. I'm not sure how loud it is for you guys compared to me.
Rappy, how much further until we reach the sewage?
About 1.2 kilometers.
Nearly there.
Is all of this really necessary?
Absolutely. Security is of utmost importance.
Let's not do this. How about an open exchange of information? Both sides. One question, one answer. What are you all looking for?
Quid pro quo.
No, wait. First, tell me about sewage.
It's where sewer water flows from?
Are you for real right now?
It's a place where heretics are created.
Anise and Neon are really funny at messing with people.
What? Is that true?
Nope. It's actually an engineering lab where they've managed to replicate the corruption codes for raptures.
You're not pulling my leg again, are you?
Yep.
Fine. Let me just ask one thing.
You're supposed to give us information first.
Are you not curious about the information I have? It's about the survivors up on the surface. We're talking about people who have managed to thrive for decades in an environment where not a single inch of land has been recaptured in the Ark's entire history.
Of course I want to know more.
Then why are you doing this to me?
Because I don't trust you.
I'm trying to reach a compromise here that will benefit both of us. Can't you give me something to go on? Anything?
I'm sorry, but I can't.
Why not?
If we tell you what we came here for, I'd have to kill you.
But even if that happens, it would all be in mankind's best interests.
Sorry, but that's something we can't get behind.
Oh, well, they've codenamed our destination Sewage just to mess with Papillon. And when asked about sewage, she's like, well, it's where water comes from, you know? It's like, she's just being a smartass.
Not Master, nor any of us, believe that Marion should be dissected, even if it is for a greater cause. Well, it's not like we'll be able to keep it much of a secret once we reach the coordinates anyway.
You gonna slay the bad dragon? You realize that Bad Dragon is also the name of a certain toy. Which would be cool if we got our Nikke Bad Dragon on top of the Bad Dragon toy.
Looks like
That would
we've
make
had a break.
for a good
Sewage security is
combination.
down. Maybe things will go more smoothly this time around.
Let's not count our eggs before they hatch. The fact that the security systems have been disabled could mean someone has already been here.
But yeah, our commander wants to obtain more Vaphaus because they don't want to see Nikkes get corrupted like Marion was. You know, if we can save them, then that's great.
Something smells fishy. And it ain't
Riding the
sewage.
dragon wagon. Oh my.
Enough with the sewage bit. I already know it's the research center. You can stop using
A lot of
that
English
stupid
VAs
code
did get
word.
changed. However, since we're playing older parts of the story, I assume they haven't re-voiced those sections. So at least for a while, we've got like Scarlet and other characters in their proper voices, as I'll call them. Subahibi. What does that stand for? Because it's obviously like an abbreviation.
Sorry. Guess we just got used to it.
Where's the cartridge case?
If the layout of this place is anything like a regular research center, we'll have to go up a few floors.
Yeah, Hoyoverse games changed their voices, I've heard a lot.
Alright.
Wasn't recently like some of them like complaining about Lolicon characters? Meanwhile, they were... No, it was a voice actor who was supporting the whole diversify characters in games spiel that was going on with the Hoyoverse boycott while they were voicing a Hoyoverse character, so they got dropped. Which is pretty funny.
Do you two have hands in your pants or something?
It's like, you don't insult your employer.
Hey,
Hmm?
this cartridge case you guys are after, is it Vaphaus?
Yep.
On the topic
What?
of English voice acting, what are your thoughts on Strange Fake's dub debut? I think it sounds great. I think the voice acting is good. I mean, Aniplex tends to do good dubs in my opinion. Crunchyroll involved or otherwise. But, Yeah, I heard that they censored the Dun-da-dun scene. Someone showed me an edit of it. It's almost too hard to believe. I don't know what platform they censored it on. Like Netflix, maybe? But what happens, like, how does that work? If you just turn it on subtitles, will it just not be censored? But if you switch it to dub, all of a sudden the footage itself changes? That seems bizarre to me. Yeah, I know one of the voices, I think it was the voice of Lucy, maybe, possibly, for Zenless Zone Zero that got changed, because the VA was supporting the boycott, which is just ridiculous. Dude, I would like to hear a dub of Kata no Kyokai, mostly just to see how they would handle Shiki's voice. Richard was amazing in the dub. Who did Richard play? I don't even know who Richard is. But yeah, the first episode of Fate Strange Fake is phenomenal. It's really good. I'm gonna make a video talking about just how weird Ayaka is as a character. She's basically like an inside joke that got developed into a full-on character. Like weird Nasuverse meta that eventually found its way into an official story. And that always, like, irks me and fascinates me at the same time.
Drats, did I just reveal something I shouldn't have?
They're gonna start airing Fate Strange Fake on December 31st in Japan, and that's when we'll start seeing the subtitled versions. And until then, the only version anyone gets to watch in advance is this crappy one on YouTube with a big Crunchyroll logo slapped on it, but at least you get to watch it. Oh, Saber Lionheart. Yeah, he sounds fun.
No.
I like his character. He's basically like an Artorias simp,
You seem to know
but like taken to the nth degree where he basically is a new Artoria.
Honey, come here and look at this.
Someone made up a good point to me that it would be weird for Japan to release the episode early, because Japan's broadcasting schedules generally try to stay strict to the seasonal system. No, after December 31st, the floodgates are open and we'll get our weekly releases, I believe.
Unlike some people.
Episode 1 is just a
I'm
weird
willing
case
to share
because
certain
Aniplex of America
information.
wanted to do something for the 20th anniversary. I walk towards Papillon. In Papillon's hand is a tattered piece of paper. It's a research report.
Here,
Papillon grabs my finger and points to a certain paragraph.
check this out.
Get a load of this. Test subject 1 RXH, tentative name, blood type, holder. Conclusion. A unique substance has been extracted from the subject's blood. Injecting the aforementioned substance into the heretic Anichiro resulted in the eradication of all nanosubstances inside the subject's body. This substance has been named Vapaus.
Sounds like we're in the right place. Heretic. Anichiro. So, Modernia isn't the only heretic in the world?
Nope.
Of course not.
How many more are there?
Too many.
Nice try. You're not getting anything out of me until you cough up some information first.
How about that? Suddenly I'm not so curious.
Yep. Well, except now we have the full picture of what was going on with Cinderella and all that. But yeah, as it turns out, human blood, there are certain humans who have stuff in their blood used in making Vapaus, which is really, really weird.
I figured as much.
I keep reading the data. Sample extraction, 10 milliliter, a total of 12 samples. Storage location, Research Center, Building 9, Room 503.
Building 9. That's close to us.
Okay, so we're still just using the little bit of Vapaus that they procured for Anichiro. That's crazy.
Over here!
Not a lot.
I found the cartridge case!
It's cool how they make watches for servants. You'd buy one despite the price. I don't really use watches, but yeah.
Inside that freezer? Why is it so big?
Is the white hair? Who is white hair in the dub for Strange? Oh, are you talking about Francesca? The chick laughing in bed? The wicked bitch? I have a feeling that this will develop into a Xenoblade-esque plot twist regarding a connection between humans and raptures. That would be interesting. You mean like, yeah, Xenoblade 1 style, between the Mechonis and the Homs. Let's see what's inside. Everyone sprints eagerly toward the freezer. Next to the Vop House is an old pizza that has gone so long that it's starting to grow sentience. Yes, he taught Gilles de Rais, Francois Prelati. He taught Gilles to be a disgusting, depraved bastard who summons, you know, demonic Lovecraftian monsters and shit like that, with Prelati's spell book as his noble phantasm of sorts. What's funny is the version that we're seeing in Fate Strange Fake isn't a servant. It's not a servant at all. It's actually just like, he reincarnates every time he dies, and he just happens to be in a female's body this time, as far as I understand it, which is nuts. But because he's already died, he exists in the Throne of Heroes and can be summoned as a servant, while also still existing. So it's like you can summon your own servant form, kind of like Shiro can summon Archer, which is like, what? But yeah. I mean, it'll take... They're introducing this Saber as if he's a male Artoria. Which... I wouldn't blame anyone who doesn't know any better, at least from episode 1. Are they still alive in soul? I don't know those exact details. I know that... Yeah, I could give some spoilers if you want. In a drug stupor. They cannot reproduce it.
There's a case for a flask to be inserted.
Isn't it like bound with human flesh? It's like... You do weird shit when you're high, I guess. The Game Awards, I tried to ignore them as much as possible because they're never gonna legitimize the types of games that I enjoy. They're like probably not even into consideration. It's all like Western AAA oriented stuff, or games that have a major attempt to appeal to the West, which, as you guys know, is leading cause of censorship.
The other one is empty.
Were we beaten to the punch?
How do you feel about the 20th live stream? It was boring and pathetic. I was there, and it was really boring. Have a good day. Catch you later. Andrew's Day? Didn't know that, because we just had Thanksgiving on our end. But those are completely different days, but they just happened to fall in line, I guess. You'd be extremely surprised if Metaphor you would be. I've heard it's a good game. I'm not into it right now. Mainly because none of the waifu have, like, jumped in my face. Unlimited time loop, yeah. Because it was just showing the same few trailers over and over again for games we already had, or ones they still haven't given us a release date on, but they're just reminding us, oh yeah. Meanwhile, they don't tell us anything about Fate Extra Record, or, you know, of course, anyone who thought they might try to animate the Fate route is severely disappointed. Only 10% of players get to, like, wow, that's crazy. Only 10% of the votes actually come from players. Yeah, I mean, it's just like elections. I hate them, because your vote really doesn't count. Not really. It's like the most you're doing is making a suggestion to the Electoral College on who you want them to vote for, and their votes are what actually matter. I know. Extra Record's been in development for ages. There's a clone of Horizon Zero Dawn? I don't know what that means.
I hate it when that happens.
Something doesn't feel right.
So we came all the way here for Vop House, and there's no Bop House! God damn it.
The security system was down when we arrived.
I'm not detecting any heat sources from raptures.
What if it isn't a rapture? Papillon might have been just a cover, while Papillon Mark II was really following us.
Please. If anything, that'd be a blessing.
Oh? The wall behind us shatters.
Enemy sighted!
I knew something was up.
It's a trap!
Isabel, cover the commander.
Oh, no, wait, never mind. We've got Kirito here. Or at least I think it's Kirito, his English voice. I think it's just Bryce. And a whole new batch of pilgrims have come to our rescue from an attack. I mean, these are pilgrims that you could have recruited ages ago, but this is finally where they show up in the actual story.
Be good and hold still.
Haran, tie up the Nikkes.
Crows, attack.
Oh no, we're actually being attacked. Never
Noah,
mind. They're not
block
here
all
helping
escape
us.
routes.
My favorite.
One of the Nikkes is seen holding a pair of sturdy shields.
Pilgrims? What's going on here?
You don't get to ask questions. If anything, you should be apologizing. Bursting in here and trying to steal what others have worked so hard to find.
You gonna get the frame thing that's signed? No, I must have missed that.
Wait a minute.
I don't even know what that is.
Are you talking about Bop House?
Maybe you're not as dumb as you look. Commander Johann, what should we do with them?
Johann's a cool bro. Kind of a dick, but he's a cool bro.
I'm going to ask you some questions.
See you later, J-Rod.
If you
Or
want
Jared.
to live, I expect proper answers.
It's Aaron instead of Aaron.
Who are you? Not answering.
I'd be more excited about like a Cell or something, but then again, Fate franchise has existed completely in the digital era. I don't think there's any Cell animation that exists with Fate characters on it. Isabel's weapon begins to vibrate, ominously. I'm a commander from the Ark.
Good. Next question.
A manhwa pro tag. Yeah, he's trying to be like Bishonen.
You say you're a commander from the Ark. You could stay burrowed underground, safe from harm. This is an item used to kill heretics. Why on earth would someone like you want this?
To liberate the Nikkes.
What are you on about?
Vophouse destroys the nanomachines inside a
It
Heretic
sounds like
body.
him. I could be wrong, though.
In doing that, it disrupts their regenerative abilities. So, if you were to use this on the Nikkes inside the Ark,
You could remove their nymph, freeing them from the endless cycle of resurrection.
Which would also mean this is Shiro's English voice
Liberating
actor as
them.
well. For the newer stuff.
I see now.
Right, he did Aaron. I remember people complaining about that as well.
Alright,
They don't
last
seem to like
question.
Bryce very much.
Which do you think is more important? The liberation of Nikkes.
Even though he's pretty much just
Recapturing
playing all the same
surface.
roles that his Japanese VA equivalent plays. Which is pretty funny. Liberating the Nikkes.
Is that right? Then I believe we're done here. You may die now.
No, you don't, you turd bucket. Johann grabs my neck without giving me time to react. With a strength bordering on the superhuman, he throws my body through the hole in the wall.
Commander!
no, I can't reach.
Noah's shield blocks Rappy from reaching me.
Where do you think you're going? It may not look like much, but there's no shield in the Ark stronger than mine. Your puny little bullets won't put a dent in it. Damn you!
She's right. I can't even put a scratch on it. What should I do?
What else? We plow our way through that thing no matter what it takes.
Yeah, but a frame? What do you mean by frame? Like a frame of animation? Or like a picture frame? Why is she so sassy looking? Man, that's just her design. As Yoan stares at me plummeting down, he tosses a flare out the window. Oh, you asshole!
Leave the rest of them to the Raptures.
You super dick.
We're going back to Eden.
Yes, Commander.
I apologize. I should not have said he was cool. You can submit as many as you want, I think. As long as they're all characters who literally debuted in 2024. Or had a major sequel or something that released in 2024 that brought them back into the limelight. Did you just play a guitar? No, that's the sound of the Raptures going. You're...
Sorry for being so rough back there. I know we've met before, but considering you're in my neck of the woods...
I forgot
Allow me
meeting
to
her,
introduce
though. I don't
myself
remember.
properly.
It's been so long ago.
My name is Haran. I'm a pilgrim serving Eden. A sort of sanctuary up on the surface.
Why did you save me?
No real reason. Just felt like it, I suppose. Gotta entertain myself somehow.
Your commander wanted to kill me.
That he did.
It does look a little Kiara-like. I like her proportions more than Kiara's.
But I wanted to save you. So that's that.
Unless you're talking about someone other than Kiara Sesshoin.
We try not to get too involved in other people's affairs.
Iris from Hololive. Yes,
So long as
I
we're
see
willing
the
to face
resemblance for sure.
consequence, We're free to do as we wish. That's our rule.
Pretty stark contrast from the Ark.
Very much so. But then again, if the rules were the same as the Ark, how could we call this place paradise?
Did you say paradise?
That's right. It's a sacred place on the surface where Nikkes and humans coexist peacefully. If you think a Nikke defying her commander due to her changing her mind is wild.
I don't know. I imagine there's probably a lot of anime characters named Kiara, just ones I'm not as familiar with.
Then just wait till you get to Eden.
You think
You'll see
Artoria is going to be a
stuff
player
way crazier
character in
than
Honkai Star Rail? I don't know, man. That would be really cool. I have no idea how they do that. I haven't played Honkai Star Rail myself. I'm hoping you can play it on console, because I think Hoyoverse games look way the hell better on console than they do on mobile.
What do you think? Would you like me to take you there?
I want to reunite with my
Very
squad.
I'll leave you here then.
Hey,
I've already done my part by saving you. Your squad mates are no concern of mine.
then again, the odds of a human surviving on the surface, unescorted, are slim. I understand your concern for your squad mates, but it might be better to stick with me for the time being. That's weird.
So, you've made up your mind? Follow me then. Try to keep up. That's much better. You can come out now.
You're quite strong.
As I should be. Only the strong survive up here. You won't get to the top of the food chain by being weak, that's for sure.
Is Commander Johan by any
As
chance?
strong as I am. You, of all people, should know, considering that knuckle sandwich he gave you. At first, he was a weak human, much like yourself. But then he swapped his broken bones and tattered skin.
So he's a
for mechanical
cyborg.
parts. He even managed to cover up all the gaps resulting from the surgeries. Before I met him, I thought all humans were doomed to be prey for all eternity. Thanks to him, I've come around slightly on that.
What made him do this to himself?
He's obsessed with reclaiming the surface. The thought of it has
That's why
consumed him entirely.
That's why he doesn't
more than
like
anyone
me.
else I've seen.
Hoyoverse probably has a new game that could be in the works, and it might take a page out of Pokemon's book? I don't know. If it's got waifu, I might be curious, but it has to be really special. Like, Zenless has, like, an absurdly high percentage of waifu that are, like, exactly my aesthetic, so that's why I play that one over the other Hoyo games.
For him, reclaiming the surface will never come to pass if it's left to bureaucrats pontificating over it during their lunch meetings. The sunshine, the smell of the grass, the flow of the water, and the windswept valleys on a breezy day. He intends for all of it to come to pass by his hand alone. Achieving this is his entire purpose in life. He's willing to do anything to make his dream a reality.
Honkai Star Rails on PS5, yeah. What's the point? I mean, okay, buying the game on physical disc might be good if it saved you a little bit of hard drive space. Otherwise, I don't see what the point of buying a live service game on disc would be, because it's still not going to be playable once the game is done.
Now, let me ask you something.
Dude, Nikke's got amazing music.
Are you not a commander, sent from the Ark to recapture the surface as well? Yet, even with Vapaus within your grasp,
There's very little
you claim
music
to
in this game I
use it
don't
instead
like.
to liberate the Nikkes. What if, as a result, a heretic survives and threatens your precious homestead?
But it sounds a little Sawano Hiroyuki-ish, which is always a good thing.
What would you do then?
Of course, he did guest compose a song as well. Put everything I have on the line.
And does that include...
Yes, my life.
How disappointing.
What?
If there is anything of less value than a human life, I do not know of it.
Boy, that's rude. She's rude.
We're here.
Just a random thought. What is the likelihood of a future waifu list for Danmachi? Oh my god, I love Danmachi. There's going to be one someday. My big concern is I don't know if the story's ever going to finish. It's probably going to have to be like what I did for Konosuba, where I just pick a season and say everything that prior to that I'm going to cover. Because, of course, there were some brand new waifu in the newest Konosuba season. And now I've got to wait until there's even more Konosuba before I decide to do that. But there's just so many. Danmachi's been coming out for years now. But I love Danmachi. It wouldn't be a tier list, it would be a waifu files. Much better than a tier list, because I go into the details of all the good girls. The newest season is really good. It's a phenomenal fantasy story. The production values are usually really top-notch. Not always, but usually. Definitely higher than, like, its competitors like Shield Hero and other stuff. Everywhere is a wasteland, no matter where I look. This place isn't.
Of course, it's not paradise. I'm going to put you through a little test.
No! A test?
That's right. During our chat on the way here, I was trying to figure you out. But words alone won't suffice. For example, giving one's life to a cause is something that cannot be proven using words alone. So I, Haran, as a watcher of paradise.
I couldn't imagine somebody wanting a tier list more than the waifu files that I currently give, but interesting. Ryu is good, yes.
We'll conduct a trial that will be a true test of
I like the two
resolve.
Amazon sisters and the I don't know how to describe her. She's kind of like, I guess she's like harem chick from the brothel, the one that's survived. I mean, I love all those brothel chicks, but the main one, what is her name? Aisha?
Humans reveal who they truly are. When faced with the depth, I will help set the stage for you. Before that, however, we must first ensure the monster you're going up against is
No, I
Some
love making my
awesome.
tributes to the waifus. You know, it compiles all of my favorite clips and moments from the characters in the series, all together with awesome music and stuff. That's why I like making those.
Come with me, human. For the first step, your ability as a commander will be put to the test.
Yes, the one that looks after Haruhime. Yeah, those are raptors.
Well done. Your bravery is admirable. You have passed the first step.
What's next?
Don't rush me. I'll get to it when I get to it.
Ooh. Different live 2D. As the particles that Haran sprayed seep into the sand, the fallen raptors inside the testing ground are revived. Why would you do that?
Come to think of it, this may be a bit advanced for you.
How dare you? A flock of crows take flight, with spores scattering from their feathers. Really? They're like your little crow familiars. The spores land upon the raptors. At once, their movements become slow and jittery, as if they were malfunctioning.
That should be a little more suitable for you.
You want me to take on these raptors alone?
What? Does the idea seem absurd to you? If so, then let me posit a question for you. The paradise that you're imagining, where Nikkes and humans live in harmony, is it a place where Nikkes serve humans unilaterally? As humans can't even defend themselves against raptures who are already at death's door.
That's not what I was thinking.
Then prove it. Show me that you can be self-sufficient, and you'll be allowed into paradise.
I aim the gun at the rapture and fire. The human weaponry is of little use against them.
No need to worry. I knew this would happen, so I packed some items that might prove useful. Take your pick.
The moment Haran leaves the testing ground, the raptures rush toward me. Run towards the items. The air-type rapture points its barrel at me. Pachoo! I fling myself sideways and manage to avoid it. Wah! A ground-type rapture rushes towards me. Pick up the grenade, toss it in the opening, and run away!
It's been 4 hours already.
Really?
For goodness sake, something has to happen soon. Either kill the raptures or die. I can't look at this anymore.
Surprised you could go 4 hours without running out of ammo.
I'd rather watch the paint dry. I'll go make some essence. Maybe by then something will have happened.
Five hours later. Really? The rapture's light beam points towards me. There's no escaping this. Pick and throw the oil can! The oil can explodes, sending rapture fragments flying in all directions. Pick up a shard and use it as a shield. Pew, pew.
Still alive, eh? I go to make some essence, and this human is still surviving. Perhaps this one isn't a complete fool. But no one's luck lasts forever. This is just as boring as it was before. Crow, let's go make some witch's brew.
Now, when she says crow, she's referring to a different crow. And not Crow the Nikke, which is kind of confusing. The air-type rapture shines a red light. Stare it intently. The ground-type rapture shines a red light. Stare intently. See? The raptures are no longer attacking. It seems their parts have been damaged beyond repair. The same could be said of me.
A stalemate. I made enough soup for 2 people. Just in case. You want some?
I get soup! Noon.
About time this test ended. I can't take it for much longer. You've all played your part admirably, and for that I shall give you a fitting end.
That doesn't sound fair. With the swing of Haren's scythe, the raptures all topple over.
The human doesn't seem to be moving. I suppose no matter how strong one's willpower is, it won't allow you comfortably to carry a firearm meant for a Nikke. Your turn now.
Aaron lifts her massive
I will
scythe.
send you off as a last courtesy. What is this? Very interesting. I can't say I've seen this before. A human who is passed out standing up. At any rate, since they survived,
The commander's pretty
I'll
badass.
consider it a pass.
What, you think he died standing up? I have this sense of deja vu. When I open my eyes, someone's holding me. Haren?
Hey there. How are you feeling?
Like shit.
You're on the road to paradise. It was a bit close to the wire, but you did pass the test. And a promise is a promise. From here on, you'll be on your own. Are you up to it?
Sure.
All right then. Off you go.
As long as it's the right
There's someone
direction.
waiting for you. I'm sure they'll be there to greet you the moment you arrive.
Who are you talking about? She's not gonna tell you. She will not elaborate. Traversing the seemingly endless wasteland. Dump-a-da-dump-dump. Pass through the tundra with groups of wandering raptures. I climbed the steep hills with crows swirling overhead. She's probably watching after us with those crows. Oyo Fair has lots of animations done by people who love the franchise. Yeah. I've seen that stuff, it's pretty cool. Finally at the end of the road. There is an oasis. A lush verdant Shangri-La resembling something straight out of a painting.
Welcome to paradise.
Hey, Dorothy! How you doing? How you doing? I made it to Eden, where angels with white wings reside. Just one, but yeah. Research Center for Ground Base Eden.
Cecil,
I'm listening.
we have secured Unchained.
About time. I expected someone as skilled as you to be somewhat more expedient. Bring it over here.
I like her voice.
This is Vophouse. I'm sure of it.
Is it enough to take down Nihilister?
That all depends on you. If you can tag her with one shot, then yes. It's enough.
One shot. I almost wasted it all for nothing.
What do you mean?
I ran into a commander from the Ark at the research center. Some greenhorn with 4 Nikkes in tow. Said they were going to use Vophouse to liberate the Nikkes.
So, what did you do?
I left them to the Raptures to help them, shall we say, come to their senses.
Sounds like something you'd do.
I don't think there's an easy way to look up NPCs for their VAs in this game.
I wonder what's gotten into that commander's head. If they ever got one good look at the Nikkes here, they'd know what a blessing Nymph can be. Not least of all Dorothy. She is the bane of my existence. She's always up to no good. Worst of all, she has the ear of all the other Nikkes. Have you heard of her latest escapade? She brought outsiders to Eden without so much as a word to me.
Outsiders?
Yes, and not even 1 or 2. 5 in total. I'm willing to bet that one of them is the commander you intended to turn into rapture food. I know what you're thinking.
Dorothy's better than Johan then.
It's a bit too coincidental, don't you think?
let's hold off for now and see how far Dorothy goes with her little antics.
Welcome.
Well, yeah, Wiki, I'm sure.
You're now in paradise. Official code name, Eden. Consider me your guide. You can call me Dorothy.
How do you know my name?
Anyone who can pass Haran's test is an extraordinary individual, capable of bringing forth great change to the surface. I always pay close attention to whoever passes.
I'm not intending on staying here long term. I'm simply passing through.
Relax. No one will force you into accepting any major missions without your consent. Now, come over here.
Dorothy reaches out.
Considering this fine weather we're having, let's take a stroll in the gardens first. Doesn't
Some
the
pretty
sunshine
nice
feel
gardens.
lovely? This garden contains 93 types of trees, 13 different species of livestock, and all manner of edible foodstuffs. Although Eden is built in the middle of a wasteland, we've created a near-perfect replica of how things were prior to the Rapture invasion. All thanks to genetic modification and certain
GMOs!
methods.
I'm not against GMOs. Dorothy picks a golden apple from the tree and hands it over.
Care to try some?
Take a bite of the apple. Sweet, honeyed flavor explodes in my mouth. The juice trickles down my chin.
What do you think?
It's
You
incredible!
won't find these kinds of flavors in the Ark.
Well, no, because they all use Splendamin.
Help yourself to as many as you like. This is the Central Research Facility. You remember the Nikkes you ran into? I mean, the ones that were with Johann.
How could I forget?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but they are pilgrims, manufactured using advanced technology. Cecil created them with her own hands in this very room.
Manufacturing pilgrims.
Surprising, isn't it? Apparently, the Ark is still 50 years away from achieving this kind of technology.
Oof.
She even designed
pretty
the
bad.
optical camouflage that envelops this entire base. Last
Considering
but not
they're still
least,
struggling
we
with
have the lobby.
Nihilister. That just shows how shitty the Ark is.
You can see the entire base from here. It seems that Isabel and Noah are training in the incubator. It
Incubator?
looks rather like the Ark simulation room,
How do you know?
but it's possible to make even finer adjustments.
I
and
guess
create
because Cecil,
slightly
not
more
Cecil,
powerful enemies
Johann
there.
told you about what was in the Ark?
Actually, that's not entirely correct. When I say slightly more powerful, we're talking about the difference between run-of-the-mill Raptures and Tyrant class.
I'd say that's more than a slight difference.
Very true. However, such difficulty spikes are necessary for us. Everyone who resides in Eden must be able to fend for themselves. This even applies to humans like Cecil and Johann.
Oh, Cecil's a human?
In doing this, we avoid becoming like your Ark, where the few are being exploited by the many.
I'm assuming you're referring to Nikkes and humans?
You catch on quickly. To me, paradise is a place where there is an even balance of power, where humans and Nikkes can live in perfect harmony. Of course, everyone has their own definition of what is just. So, what do you think? Did paradise live up to what you envisioned in your mind? I'm curious to hear how you think it compares.
It's exactly as I imagined it.
In that sense, you could safely say you consider this place a utopia, yes?
Sure.
Well then, I suppose we can move on to more important topics. I don't know if you heard from Haran, but I have been waiting a long time for your arrival.
Why is that?
I believe you are the key to overcoming the crisis that befalls Eden.
What exactly do you
The
mean?
heretics. You have gone up against one of them before and won, have you not?
I guess.
Then I'll get straight to the heart of the matter.
I don't want to take too much credit.
There is another heretic, a member of the Queen's elite forces. Hatred for humanity burns deep within her, and she has set her sights on Eden. Codename, Nihilister.
We have had 5 previous engagements with her, and every confrontation has ended in a stalemate.
God damn
Now
it.
that the Vaphaus has been secured, we have a greater chance than before. But we cannot allow Eden's entire destiny to rest solely on a single bullet. According to one of my old friends, you're something of a miracle worker. Someone who's achieved the impossible several times over.
By not dying?
My hope is that you can lend us some of that expertise.
I just get lucky as shit, to be honest.
In return, we can promise anything.
But luck in itself is a skill. Reminds me of Deadpool 2.
Haran tells me that you want the Vaphaus.
When just everything seems to work out in your favor.
We can give it to you. However, as you know, it is the only one of its kind. Therefore, whether you take it back to the Ark, or use it in the battle to defeat the Heretic, is a decision I shall leave to you.
Wow, that's rather trustworthy. Has Johan agreed to this?
No, he doesn't know anything about this yet. But don't worry, I'll be able to persuade him. So, what do you want to do?
Before I decide, I have one condition.
Tell me,
My squad mates, I want them located and safe.
are you referring to the others that we brought to the base a while ago?
What? What? They're already here?
Commander!
Yay!
You're safe. We were so worried that something had happened to you.
Honey!
Oh, god damn it. Papillon hugs me tightly.
We were
You're not
really
even my
thinking about
Nikke.
you. Are you hurt? Let me
She's
kiss
still an
your boo-boos
NPC,
and you
isn't
feel
she?
better.
I'm fine.
Mwah!
Why are you kissing my forehead?
You just said you should kiss boo-boos to make them better. I figured there was something wrong with your brain, so I thought a smooch there might help.
Oof. Oof.
Very funny.
How did all of you...
We managed to pass that deranged test of theirs.
Individually, I might add. That numbskull with the shield said if we managed to pin her to the ground, we could pass. That motor mouth was the worst part of the entire ordeal. We couldn't shut her up if we tried.
Well, I didn't have to fight her,
I
but
had
yeah.
to take down a flying bomber. It was so hard.
I also went through the test.
What? How did you make it out in one piece? In the heat of battle, you must have turned to firepower as your savior, right?
I regale the squad with the tale of Haran's test.
But why subject humans to the same test? What do they have against you? I don't see the point in trying to weed out people like this.
If you really think it over, I suppose I can see where they're coming from. They only want to be with those who have proven themselves. But to try and say that they're helping us by doing all this is a bit rich.
Did Haran mention her great plan to you? What are you planning on doing?
I'm not sure. What do you all think?
To be honest, I'm leaning towards
I think they
turning
meant
her
to say
down.
Dorothy there. Dorothy's the one who has the plan.
But if we decline, then we may lose our only opportunity to get our hands on Vaphaus. Knowing you, I'm sure you're not keen on taking on all of Eden.
Right.
I guess it's decided then. If it's a heretic, we'd have to go up against them eventually anyway, right?
You do realize that if we accept their proposal, we're aligning ourselves with that psychopath Johan, don't you?
What if he tosses Master out of another window? I'd like to see him try. If he does, we'll toss him even further. I should practice my throws.
They have a good attitude. If it comes to that, I'll leave it to you. Soon after,
I've been told that you've agreed to our proposition.
we have.
Excellent. I have good news for you as well. I was successful in persuading Cecil about our deal. The operation to exterminate the heretic will take place tomorrow.
The one you're supposed to convince was Johan, though. Yeah, good.
I felt it would be easier to sway Cecil. Usually, when Cecil makes a decision, then Johan typically agrees. Slight disagreements are commonplace during operations such as this.
This sounds like when you can't get permission from your mother, you just go ask your father, and he's like, Did your mother say sure? Be like, yeah. He's like, then it's fine, whatever.
But I'll be there to mediate should any such instances occur, so there's no need to worry. As a gesture of trust, allow me to bestow this upon you.
Dorothy handed over a loaded handgun.
The first bullet is Vapaus. Don't forget. Make sure you don't use it unless it is absolutely necessary.
Why are you doing this? Why give us the Bauhaus? We could run off in the middle of the night and take it along with us.
It's hard to explain. None of you seem like someone who would do such a thing. Also, if something like that were to happen, we have a tracker who can take to the skies and reach Mach speed. I assure you, she always nabs her prey.
We won't run away. This heretic is our enemy as well.
I knew I could count on you. You mustn't be nervous about tomorrow's operation. We may have never won against a heretic, but by the same token, we've never lost either. Now that we've got an ace up our sleeve, I'm certain that victory is within our grasp.
Yahoo! Hey, we've finished Chapter 19. Chapter 20. Time to take on the dragon!
Initiating operation. The goal of this operation is to execute the heretic known as Nihilister. Commencing Elva particle purification sequence to aid with scanning. 53.58%. 28.77%. 1.49%. Purification complete. Using scan data and past engagement experience to track the enemy's current position. The expected coordinates have been sent to both commanders' terminals. She'll be taking to the skies and moving fast, so don't dally.
Wait, this heretic can fly?
That's right. Nihilister's nom de guerre is Fire Dragon. When in flight, she resembles the creature of legend and spouts scorching flames from her mouth.
How on earth are we supposed to catch her then?
With anti-aircraft guns, maybe?
What good will bullets do against a fire-breathing dragon? I'm just a lieutenant. How can you expect me to catch that thing? I'll only end up being extra crispy.
You could at least try not to look so pathetic. It'll be fine. We've been to hell and back and lived to tell the tale. Now that I think about it, you could say that my guns have been used in hell itself. Cool.
I'm afraid it won't be so easy this time around.
What a sordid bunch. Are you going to be fine working with them, Commander?
I don't know what you're referring to. That's true, Modernia could fly. In fact, the vast majority of heretics, now that I think about it, can fly. And Ichiro can.
What will you do, Johann? As long as this ends with a heretic on the ground, I don't care. Whether you choose to follow Dorothy's advice is up to you. So long as we achieve our goal.
No. We'll proceed like this is an individual operation.
Perfect! I won't have to do all the heavy lifting for those dimwits. Or I might end up as a shish kebab. What are you going on about? None of you have ever gone up against Nihilister. Once we piss her off, this entire area will become scorched earth in seconds. If you just stand there with your fingers up your ass, don't count on me to come save you, got it? Hey, don't think you're all that in a bag of chips just because you went head-to-head with her a few times.
Ashelon, St. George's sword, the dragon slaying. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
If we'd had 5 previous encounters, we could fight with our eyes closed.
Understood. Are we going to be okay?
You'll be just fine. They may not be the most cordial bunch, but everyone here is the best of the best.
Or we could just have Siegfried here,
Noah,
too.
Deploy the shield at the designated point.
Roger!
Isabel, go airborne. Wait 10 seconds, then fire off a round.
Yes, Commander.
Haran, the biochemical charge is good to go.
Ready to activate on your command.
Dorothy, now!
As the Raptures are distracted by Dorothy's diversion, they're slowly hemmed in by Noah's shield. At the same time, Harren unleashes her biochemical weapons. Oh no! Hey, hello, welcome to the stream. Meanwhile, Isabel strikes from above.
Enemy neutralized.
Sure, but at what cost? I've never been one for scorched earth tactics. Our primary target is Nihilister, not random raptures. Shouldn't we be trying to conserve our energy?
Yes, that one Japanese samurai who happens to be really good at killing dragons.
If you couldn't tell by this point, let me spell it out for you. There's no place for any of you on this team. We don't have any room for any pencil pushers
Nikke is themed around folk heroes. That could be cool.
who are going to get their brains splattered on the wall while they stand
It would be
there
like the
swinging their
Tamlin in Fate
swords.
Grand Order.
Have I made myself clear? Crystal. But if that's how you feel, why'd you bring us on in the first place?
Commander, we have to be rational about this. When we face Nihilister, we will need their help. We should try and cooperate with each other.
No, I won't have it. I don't know how you or Cecil think these clowns figure into this operation. But for me, all they're here for is to fire Vapaus.
A Wookiee with constipation. That's fair. I have no intention of using Vapaus.
Vapaus is the entire reason this operation exists. By refusing to use it, you're intentionally sabotaging our operation.
Johan, Nihilister is moving again. If she gets any further, we won't be able to track her. We can settle this later.
Your move, pal.
We could always go home.
Bah.
Bah. Bah. Johan storms forward.
I'll take that the operation is still on.
Okay.
Stop. Nihilister was here.
You mean that flaming crater?
Power.
Yeah, she took a dump.
What do you think she was aiming for?
I have to drop a tactical nuke.
It could be a warning. One
Yeah,
that
Johan
was.
is mega angst.
That would make sense. The way we're tracking her, there's no way she hasn't noticed. If we're going to work together on this operation, I think now is the time to discuss our next course of action.
Cecil,
Yes, I'm listening.
excuse me for a moment.
Johan turns the communication device off.
What are you doing?
You should go back.
What's the meaning of this?
I shouldn't have to explain this to a fellow commander. You lack the conviction necessary to see this mission to completion. We can't have someone like you bringing down the team.
I simply said I wouldn't use Vapaus. I never said I wouldn't fight against Nihilister.
Don't be ridiculous. You have the ability to take her down with one shot instantly. Yet you would allow her to continue attacking. Do you realize how much damage she could inflict upon your allies? You're putting the entire operation in jeopardy. Do you really have what it takes to pull off this mission?
How about you? Huh? Wah.
Visual confirmation on a rapture. Single unit.
This is why you never turn off your comm link.
Ah, who gives a shit? As the Raptor charges towards us, its core glistening, Johan lifts his mechanical arm. There's a cacophonous blast, and the Raptor is sent hurling backwards. He just bitch slaps the Raptor away. Did you just make that Raptor explode?
What was that? This guy is a human, right? Are we sure male Nikke's don't exist?
He's human, I assure you.
He be cyborgin'.
Nothing more than a bothersome fly. Now, where was I? You don't deserve to be part of this operation.
He be flexin'. You're right. It'll be a tougher fight with me around. But if having one difficult fight means that we can spare even one more life, then it's worth a shot. I won't allow you to convince me otherwise.
Commander, there's no time for this. We could run into Nihilister at any moment. I recommend that we re-establish communication with our operator immediately.
Fine. You have a resolve that's not so easily bent. But how far are you willing to go?
You're a stubborn mofo.
What can you possibly contribute that will turn the tide? I doubt you can even survive on your own without depending on Nikke's.
I'm a commander. My skills lie in commanding.
Commanding? That's a good answer. Fine. You can talk the talk. But we'll see soon enough if you can walk the walk. If you can't, I'll hand you over to Nihilister myself.
Let's get these red eyes. How do you do that? Are you corrupted, buddy? Are you a corrupted Nikke? Corruption, oh whoa.
What are Master and Johann doing exactly?
Let's just say it's a battle of wits, designed to put the commander to the test. When Johann posits a hypothetical battle scenario, the commander must respond by detailing how he would direct us.
So they've just gone back and forth this entire
Well,
time.
Anderson's been through some shit, we'll find out.
That's it? They've been at it for hours already.
Nihilister is flying low in the sky at 120 meters after firing a wing missile. What do?
Have Isabel intercept the missile and revert to FF formation.
Wrong. Isabel could potentially buy time by diverting the missile. She wouldn't be able to shoot it down.
My Thanksgiving was rather quiet. Ari-chan went to go see some family, and I'm so sick of traveling this year that I chose to stick around and watch over the pets. So I had a very quiet Thanksgiving, but it's alright. I kind of prefer that sometimes. As someone who works retail, I find this whole obsession over these, like, 2 particular days, Thanksgiving and Black Friday, to be, like, annoying as hell. I'm totally glad to just pretend like they're any other day. And if I want to eat a nice, wonderful feast, I can do it when, you know, there's time and people aren't being screwed over by their employers and all that other stuff.
After descending 50 meters, Nihilister fires her flamethrower, incinerating Rappy and Noah on the vanguard.
You can't just make that shit up, buddy.
Now only 6 Nikkes remain.
Have Dorothy and Anise assume vanguard and change formation to...
Wrong again. You're heading towards an area with increased Elva particle density. Why didn't you pay attention to your connection with the operator? Because of your negligence, you and everyone else have been routed by a group of raptures that were hiding nearby.
Start from the beginning.
Brutal. Rappy was the first one to fight the dust.
I could understand if this were like an actual simulation,
It is kinda intriguing.
but this is just like
though.
made up bullshit.
What is? I've never seen the commander so passionate when speaking to someone else. Usually it's just issuing short orders to subordinates or exchanging a few words here and there. But now, this Johann guy is imparting so much knowledge. Yeah, almost makes it worth being the first one to die. Right, Rappy?
Sure, I suppose.
Oh.
91 failures. It's pathetic.
Just one last time.
Just a moment, Commander. Aren't these results actually fairly impressive? According to your standards, typically no one can ever pass the test at all.
So I'm supposed to find 3 wins out of 100 impressive. Besides, these were all hypothetical scenarios anyway.
Is Nihilister's intro scene too long from now? Like I said before, I can't stay here too much. I can't predict how long it'll be. I feel like it should be somewhat soon, but I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
I know it's a success rate of only 3%, but those 3 wins
I
all
played
came
this
at
a
the
long
end,
time ago,
and
the
they were
first time.
consecutive.
And even then it was like between battles and stuff.
Hey, you've got a whole lot of nerve busting Honey's chops like this. Honey's a big deal in the Ark. Even the CEOs of the Big Three and the higher-ups in the central government are fans. They're total fanboys. You've got no right treating someone with a reputation like that so poorly.
That's right! Master works under the direct supervision of the Deputy Chief. Yeah, a real rising star.
Now you've all gone and done it. The commander despises anything that has to do with the Ark.
Noah, Isabel, Haran, I need a moment alone.
I'm getting extra angsty. Johan leaves in a
I
hurry.
was just trying to explain things to them. I guess I just made it worse.
It's not your fault.
That's right. It's no one's fault. I can still salvage this. I'll talk to him.
I mean, Dorothy, like, she's an imposing figure, as we'll see a bit later too, but like, I don't think I've ever doubted her. Like, I think she's perfectly in her right to do with the things that she does. Dorothy follows Johan.
Commander, do you really intend to exclude them from the operation?
Absolutely. They're a bunch of pathetic greenhorns. They've got heart, I'll give them that. That doesn't amount to much. I was foolish to believe they could be of any help to us.
How can you say that? They could be the perfect shield.
Most of Germany celebrates Thanksgiving on the first day in October. It is not a big thing. They like to use US Thanksgiving as a calendar date. Christmas decorations go up after Thanksgiving, yeah.
What?
This is all you have to do.
I mean, I'm surprised Germany would do a Thanksgiving at all, or any other country. Or at least the reason they do it in America is completely different.
We draw Nihilister to us by releasing a signal. Given how aggressive she has been in the past, this shouldn't be too difficult.
It's not even a religious thing.
Then we send the counters out under the pretext of conducting surveillance. And have them encounter her first. No matter how hard they hit her, she'll just keep recovering. Eventually, they'll realize they have no choice but to use Vaphaus if they want to make it out alive. Once that infernal commander no longer has any compunction about using Vaphaus, that's when we move in. Not only will we defeat Nihilister, but if the counters manage to survive, they'll consider us their saviors.
So that's it. That's why you brought them along.
Of course. We loan out Vaphaus temporarily, and in exchange, force the counters to do all the dirty work. Not a bad plan, if
You
you ask me.
self-insert as Angoman Astolfo? Self-insert to anything?
I feel sick.
Why?
Or do you just
Something
live
wrong?
by that particular Astolfo as your personal creed in
Is
life?
this all reminding you of your time in the Ark? Ah, yes. How could I be so thoughtless? I've made you relive your past trauma. I'm so terribly sorry.
On the topic of Christmas, ever wonder how it is that Parasite Eve is both a Halloween game and a Christmas game?
I wonder if they could see the monster you really are.
I mean, it's just a horror.
That
It's
commander
a horror
still
story
be so
that happens to be
fervent
done in
about
winter.
liberating-
Most likely. These righteous
Most countries
types,
have a Thanksgiving,
they're
huh?
all like that.
It's just related to agriculture. No Puritan colonist native story to go with it. Fair enough. I like that better because we find out that the whole colonist Puritan thing with the Native Americans was pretty sleazy in general anyway. The first Raimi Spider-Man as a Thanksgiving movie. Interesting.
How'd it go?
I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Let's keep pursuing that heretic. Johan reestablishes communication with the operator.
You call that a moment? Seems you have a rather loose definition of what a moment means. Has being out in the field...
Well, yeah,
warped your
Cecil's pissed
perception
off
of
at you
time?
now. What do you expect?
Are you out there moving at light speed without me knowing? If not, then pray tell, what exactly possessed you to go dark for so long? Johan, do you read?
We do apologize.
Don't tell me Johan lost his ability to speak in the interim.
The commander's language function is perfectly normal.
Johan's just being an angsty bitch.
Wow. Even hard cases like him get chewed out from time to time.
Chew him out!
Mister, look at this. The geothermal level is rising. Ooh, are we close to a hot spring?
I'm afraid it's something a little hotter than that.
What do you mean?
Nihilister. This is her territory.
I'm not picking up any heat signals in the area. But she could be hiding somewhere the scan can't pick up on.
Should I do an aerial survey?
Yes, and also...
Dorothy sent a personal communication to Isabel.
Roger.
Isabel soars into the air.
Is that Isabel coming back? Please don't let it be a landslide.
Sorry, but you're both wrong. Nihilists are coming in fast. She's
Here
airborne.
she is.
Where? I don't see anything. The tremors are getting stronger.
Suddenly, one of the clouds in the sky splits in two. From the fissure, what seems to be a meteor comes hurling down, burning its way through the atmosphere. The mysterious object crash lands on the surface, revealing a crimson dragon bathed in flames.
Nihilister. One of the Queen's elite soldiers. An ancient relic that should have been disposed of long ago.
A heretic. Suddenly, I'm overcome with a familiar, paralyzing fear. A fear almost identical to what I experienced before. An inconceivable hatred of humanity. Violence incarnate.
Putrid piles of filth sent from Eden. You dare attempt to provoke me? You're practically asking to be reduced to ashes. Very well. I shall grant you your wish.
Nihilister's core is gathering strength fast.
Commander, our sensor is picking up some high temperatures.
In other words, if we get too close, we'll melt into puddles, right?
The moment I ran to avoid the slash, Nihilister points her gun directly at me.
What is this?
What? The core is diminishing. But how?
What have we here?
Suddenly, Nihilister is in front of me. Huh?
You should have said something if you were gonna bring me a gift.
The Nihilister drags and lifts me by the collar. Her razor-sharp tail points threateningly at my stomach.
Tell me, do you remember a talking rapture? Chatterbox, I believe you called him.
Chatterbox? What does this have to do with him?
He was one of my favorite underlings. You and these filthy pilgrims conspired
She gonna
together
be
to kill him.
pissed we killed him.
If you're expecting some hackneyed declaration of revenge, I'm afraid I'll have to disappoint you. Fortunately for you, I'm not one to become overly attached. I'd much rather discuss how we can both benefit from this. Chatterbox mentioned something quite intriguing before he died.
As Nihilister presses her tail against my body, I feel an immense pressure, strong enough to crush me.
He said if I caught you and cut you open, I'd find something of great interest to me.
I'm just a regular
The secret is all the more alluring the less you know about it. I've been waiting for you. I wonder, what secrets do you hold inside you? How could Chatterbox have known what I wanted? Why would he take the risk of bringing you to me? So that's what it was. Those fools from Eden brought the black box to me on a silver platter.
Well, they didn't know that the commander's blood is also able to make Vapaus. Nihilister transforms into a dragon and decimates the entire area. Amidst the confusion, she grabs me and takes flight.
What the? Where's she going with your commander?
Isabel, give chase.
Wait, not now.
No! We have to get her to release the commander. If she gets any higher, no one would be able to survive a fall like that.
Can you get a good shot from here?
No, the visibility is no good here. If anything, I might end up hitting Master.
What are you standing around for? Just grab on!
Papillon takes a huge leap and grabs onto Nihilister's tail.
Are you crazy? Her tail could be outfitted with some kind of weapon. Just grab on first. No time for questions.
Anise and Neon grab onto Nihilister's tail as well. And as soon as Rappy grabs onto Anise's hand, Nihilister soars high into the sky. Black box. Mysterious, mystery of the commander's blood. Sometime later, Nihilister arrives at the base, slamming her tail forcefully into the ground as she transforms back into a Nikke.
Does anyone see the commander?
I'm here.
Wait right there.
You know what happened to Fat Monkey? I don't even know who that is.
I didn't bring you all here for a family reunion. What of it, human? Would you like to hear my offer?
What offer?
It's quite simple. A simple matter of choice. Your life, or those of the Nikkes.
Huh?
Naturally, I could kill all of you, but where's the fun in that? Besides, you know how fires are. Very hard to control. Picking and choosing who lives or dies, I find it exhausting. So I figured you could make that decision. Of course, you'll die regardless once I slice you open.
It would be really cool to see an anime adaptation of Nikke. Again, it would need to be from a really good studio. Like if it's the guys doing Fate Strange Fake, or the ones who did Babylonia, I would be very happy.
You'll make a fine sacrifice.
Commander, she's talked long enough. Just give the order and we will engage.
It's just gotta be better than the animation quality of the anime cutscenes in-game.
Even if there is no order, we'll fight.
My. What to do? Such camaraderie. It's enough to bring a tear to my eye. I'd love to play with you, but I might lose my precious black box in the process. It seems we've reached something of an impasse. Go forth, my beauties, and feast upon their carcasses.
Visual confirmation on 30. No, 50
Of course, I could never go that high pitch.
Another battle? I better get a promotion when this is over.
You bet. Once we get out of here, the first thing we'll do is tell Birmingham.
Encounter!
Clear. Right? I think we got them all.
It's not over yet. We still have to get the commander.
I'm going in.
Oh, he's a mukbanger. I mean, maybe he's pulling something like Nikke where he's like losing all the weight and then is gonna surprise everybody later on being like, ha, that whole time you were watching me eat, I was actually bulking out.
I should have known. Sitting on the sidelines just isn't for me. Besides, I'm not even positive the black box is here. At any rate, I'll burn everything so I can have some peace and quiet. Yes.
So you're not
That will
sure
be
I'm
fun,
special.
won't it? Let's turn this entire place to ash.
Crunchy crunch. With an ominous sound, Nihilister's body begins to expand.
Master!
Run towards the counters.
She's getting ready to attack.
Dragon breath incoming! Get behind cover!
Just as the dragon opens its mouth, I hurl myself behind a nearby wall. Almost immediately after, scorching flames hot enough to melt steel swoosh by me. The thing is, if you're that close, even the air around it is going to be enough to burn you. Like, you can't just, like, stand next to lava that's that hot. Like, at a certain point, just being near it is hot enough. But, well, we'll pretend. It wouldn't be fun if we had to stay that far away. Woohoo!
I can't believe this! Our cover is melting! We need to figure something out, or we're gonna end up getting one heck of a suntan!
Let's get out of here! Get to the chopper!
Like what people were talking about with the lightsabers and stuff, even if a lightsaber could theoretically cauterize the own wound that it makes, it's so hot that theoretically inside you would just like cook your insides.
Commander, the fire!
Listen up, everyone. From now on, our main priority is to rendezvous with the counters. Get in FF formation.
They're finally saying the
going
counter's
in.
name in combat, or like in actual voice acting.
Commander, wait. Is rushing in like this really necessary? Why don't we simply let this play out? Even Nihilister has her limits. She's bound to exhaust herself eventually. That's when we move in.
Haran, what do you think?
Well, it wasn't easy getting to Eden. So, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to protect it. Even if it means giving up my life.
Noah.
You're asking me what I think? Of course I respect how Dorothy feels, but we aren't weaklings like those counters.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you couldn't have a lightsaber at all if you thought by real logic, so, you know, we're willing to forgive and forget there.
And I'm tired of just waiting around.
Isabel?
Do you even have to ask? I'll go along with whatever you decide.
So it's settled.
What do you say about Nikke's corrupted, huh?
Unbelievable.
The heretics are the corrupted ones.
What's gotten into all of you? Did you all sneak into the Ark and get implanted with Nymph? I brought the counters along so they could take the brunt of the attack. I did it to protect all of you. I don't understand what the problem is. Also, in case everyone forgot, even after we defeat Nihilister, this is all far from over. The Queen has many more subordinates under her command, ones even stronger than Nihilister. To them, Eden is nothing but a pesky thorn in their side. That's why I formulated a strategy where we'll be able to minimize any casualties on our end. So why?
Dorothy, we're usually happy to do whatever you say. But that was because you never once forced us to cross the line.
We've always put up with your schemes and subterfuge because we weren't directly involved. But this is different.
Also, their commander is fighting to liberate all Nikkes. If I'd met someone who thought like that sooner, I would have rather remained in the Ark than come here.
The Ark. The Ark. I'm glad you brought it up. Don't you all despise the Ark? Detest everything about it? Especially you, Commander. You were the most vehement of anyone. After all you've done for that place, what has it ever done to thank you? Fine then. Join up with a commander from the Ark. It won't tarnish Eden's reputation in the slightest.
I used to think like that too, but meeting you made me realize something. What I hated was not the Ark, nor the people in it. It was the abhorrent rhetoric you were spewing earlier today.
You've all gone insane.
Let's go.
They're actually going to help.
Yes, Commander.
Woohoo!
About time we got a real battle around here.
Whoopoo! Nihilister A.
Aren't you tired of running like a dog? Come out and face me! I promise to make it quick!
Status report.
Damage.
I play Star Wars
44.73%.
Outlaws? No. Is that new one with the character that people are saying is ugly? I kind of agree, at least with the screenshots I've seen on Twitter.
Damage 39.92%. Avoided frontal burns, but other areas are heavily affected.
Damage 48.43%. Mostly burns here as well. I set the pain sensor as low as possible, but I still feel like my body is going numb. I'm not sure how much longer I can go.
Should we use the Vop House?
What? No. And defeat the entire purpose of us coming here? What she said. I don't want you to give up because of us, Commander. Besides, you never know. If we hold out just a little longer, maybe Johan and his crew will show up.
Don't count on it.
I know. I'm just hoping against hope.
Thank you, all of you.
So, what's the plan? You and Johan talked for eons about how to potentially defeat Nihilister. Any chance you remember one of those options?
There are some methods that come to mind.
Good. Let's use them all and throw in the kitchen sink for good measure.
I feel... How long has it been since I felt pain like this? How unfortunate. that I'll only experience it for a few precious seconds.
You want to experience pain?
She's healing herself again!
Any other ideas, Miss?
Cracky, crunchy sound is fun. Sorry. I've exhausted all the options.
I hate to say it, but we're caught between a rock and a hard place, honey. Just use that Vop house or whatever it's called.
Point the gun toward Nihilister.
What do we have here? I presume that's loaded with Vapos.
You know of it? That's right.
Well, what are you waiting for? Shoot me! I dare you! I'll rejuvenate in no time and grind you all to dust. That puny bullet of yours won't stop me.
I don't want to do this, but I'm out of options.
The paradise that you're imagining, where Nikkes and humans live in harmony. Is it a place where Nikkes serve humans unilaterally? You know, because humans can't even defend themselves against raptures.
No. I lower the gun.
You'll throw away your only chance of survival.
Walk toward Nihilister.
You really have lost it. Not that it matters, as long as I can open you up.
I can see a bomb planted near Nihilister's feet. If I can reach it, then I could.
You fool. You'll kill us all.
The walls of the base come crumbling down, and there's a hail of gunfire. As I'm thrown back by the impact, the gun slips from my grasp. Amidst the chaos, someone picks up the weapon.
Consider this a valuable lesson. How can you expect to save someone else when you can't even save yourself?
Nihilister's body begins to convulse violently.
You shot me.
You shot me!
You actually did it. You fools! You showed your hand far too soon! You didn't expect me to fall for that, did you?
Nihilister severs the arm where the bullet hit and instantly recovers. Oh, damn.
I'll be taking this with me. It may come in handy.
Don't leave just yet. I've got another present for you.
Without any hesitation, Johan fires once again at Nihilister.
What is this? Losing something so important to you must have driven you mad. Why else would you tickle me with that pea shooter? Very well. If you insist on behaving like a fool, then I shall put an end to your misery.
Suddenly, Nihilister freezes.
What's happening? Why am I not healing?
Now, give her all you've got.
Feather electric, maximum firepower.
You didn't know my shields came equipped with a laser beam? Well, now you do.
He's got a laser beam.
What just happened?
It's simple. Unchained wasn't the first bullet in the chamber. It was a gamble, and I'm sorry that I lied to you. But the plan worked. Get up. Now that she can't regenerate, it's time we sent her packing.
Johan reaches out his hand. Grab his hand and get up.
Something's happening over there. Let's check it out. Our bodies may be a wreck, but our trigger fingers are still functional. Hit her where it hurts.
Damn you wretched insects!
It's time to wrap this up.
Haran points her scythe towards Nihilister.
Wait. I can kill for you. I can still be of use to you. The Queen. I'll kill her myself.
Hold your fire!
What are you doing here?
Sorry that I'm late to the party. Just hear me out.
Sorry. Not interested. We've got her where we want her. It's time to end this.
Nihilister, you said you would kill the Queen yourself. How?
I have a plan. One that I've been planning for a long time. Perhaps you've heard of Lilith's body.
Lilith's body?
The Queen's predecessor, and the only thing she neglected to take care of during her time on the surface. If Lilith's body can be found, I will be able to kill the Queen! Please, get the Vaphouse out of me!
Silence.
Liberalio?
Your loose tongue will be your undoing.
A shiver courses through my entire body. A mysterious figure materializes, as if emerging from the ocean deep. Without a sound, yet with a presence so oppressive that everyone could sense it. The figure takes the fallen Nihilister and begins to leave.
Commander, should we attack?
No. What you're seeing is just the tip of the iceberg. This is one opponent we don't stand a chance against.
A wise decision. I suggest you lay low and tread softly. The next time you awaken me, this Eden of yours will become your tomb.
Lilith's body is in the central dogma. It's not Adam. Wait, wrong series. Indeed. I'm back. Not only was I unable to kill Nihilister, but I managed to waste the Vaphouse that we'd spent so much time hunting down. Nevertheless, I made it back in one piece. I don't think we see her again yet in the story. At least as far as I've gotten.
Don't be too hard on yourself. We did everything we could.
Neon, let's give the commander some space.
What a mission.
Just as I assumed. I figured I'd find you here sulking. I know you're not in the mood to talk, so just listen. I went over the communication logs, and something that Nihilister said struck me. She feels there's something inside you that she wants. I can probably guess at it. However, I doubt dissecting you is necessary to ascertain this mystery object. That is our primary concern right now. Are you following me?
What do you want me to do?
Nothing, really. Give me an hour of your time. Consider it a routine health exam. A few injections, drawing blood, taking photos, stuff like that. Why are you hesitating? It's not like you have anything to lose. Trust me, it'll be worth your while.
Fine, let's get this over with. Sometime later.
Of course. It's exactly as I thought. Do you know your blood type?
Nope.
Was your blood type ever saved in the database?
Pepper, what are you doing? Hurry! What the? There's no information here on the commander's blood type.
The blood you have is of great value to us. In this case, we won't record your blood type in the database. You'll be a prime target if word of this gets out.
Not that I know of.
I see. Keeping health examination data secret is no mean feat. Whoever did this cares about you deeply. You must be wondering why I'm asking all these questions. Well, congratulations. You have been blessed with the RHX blood type. Or should I say cursed?
You can't be serious!
Your blood type is exceedingly rare, but that's not what makes it valuable. From it, we can extract and synthesize Vaphouse. Tell me, what's going through your mind? Are you happy? Not happy? What?
I'm happy, genuinely.
Well, don't be too swayed by your emotions either way. There will be plenty of time for hysterics down the line. For the time being,
Who said I'm
try to keep
hysterical?
your emotions in check. More importantly, I have to tell you,
The moment I'm done discussing these examination results with me. The moment she's done discussing these examination results with me. She'll be destroying them. What?
no one outside this room can know about this. That includes the Nikkes serving under you. Especially Papillon. She's working for a deputy commander from a different faction, is she not? You can never let her know. Not unless you feel like becoming a human lab rat for the good of the people.
Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page. You should get going. Johann had something he wanted to discuss with me, and I don't want to keep him waiting.
Johann walked past me and is about to enter Cecil's lab. Wait.
What is it?
Thank you for saving me.
Don't get all sentimental on me. Anyway, what are you going to do now? Go back to the Ark?
I haven't decided yet.
And it might be good to stay here. Your hearts are in it. But with a bit of time, I could turn you into a proper commander.
What? You're
Don't
going to
believe me?
train me?
Maybe nobody remembers this anymore, but I was once considered something of a rising star by the media. Technically speaking, I outrank you.
You mean back at the Ark?
Yeah, I doubt you'd have any memory of it. You'd be too young to remember.
So you were there when the Ark first came to fruition? I never knew I was talking to a celebrity.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Should I refer to you as Sir Johann from here on out?
Absolutely not. I feel old enough as is. It's probably best if you don't bring this up in front of Cecil.
Johann walks, or rather runs, into Cecil's office. Guess I'll have to take a rain check for an autograph. Oh my!
I can't believe this. This stupid base is always bragging about its own cutting-edge technology. And I can't even send a basic SMS to the Ark.
Well, that part's deliberate, I'm sure. I found out what the commander is after. Successfully entered Eden. Made contact with the Heretics Nihilister and Librelio.
All I need is for one of these to go through, and it's straight up the corporate ladder for me.
I went all in on Grave, and I spent a lot on one copy of Cinderella, but I've got all the copies of Grave that I would want. I really like those two. More so Grave. But yes, Tome, welcome. I actually streamed that event in my previous live stream, so you can see my roles for Cinderella. She did not want to come. This game's usually really nice on the gacha, but no, she did not want to come.
Who goes there?
It's me, Dorothy. Why are you so surprised?
Who, me? I'm not surprised. It's just, you snuck up on me, that's all. I get that we're only guests here, but that doesn't mean I'm not entitled to my privacy.
My apologies.
I eventually got her, but it cost an arm and a leg.
However, if we were to allow something as blatant as direct communication with the Ark, do you think this base could have existed in peace for as long as it has?
You heard all that? You're not going to kick me out, are you?
I'm considering it, among other things.
Is that right? For example?
Some gentler methods. Others with more bite. We can do this the easy way, or the hard way. It's up to you.
I'm warning you. Don't do anything rash. I work for one of the Ark's deputy chiefs. I have a lot of sways there. Seems to me like you don't get along too well with the humans here. Don't you think it'd be wise to have some form of insurance? Like, say, making some connections with the higher-ups in the Ark. There are ways I could make that happen. But lay one finger on me, and the offer's off the table.
All right then. Sounds like it's in my best interest to let you be. However, I do have some stipulations. From now on, you are not allowed to communicate with the Ark without my permission. I also get to choose what communications are sent to the Ark. How does that sound? Considering your life is on the line, I'd say it's rather reasonable.
Doesn't sound like I have much of a choice. Since I'm a guest and all, I'll have to defer to you.
Good thinking. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time here.
Just my luck. Getting caught by that weirdo.
Meanwhile, somewhere remote up the surface. She's not dead yet.
Curse those bloodsuckers! That's it. I won't be able to calm down until I wipe out their entire base!
Be quiet, Nihilister. You already forced me to appear once. Are you trying to disrupt my slumber once again?
This music reminds me a bit of Dot Hack's Sign.
Compose yourself before I put you to sleep permanently.
By that I mean Yuki Kajiura, I guess.
You'd really kill me.
Yes. The Queen does not permit internal strife between her vanguards. You've bungled this job badly. This Queen is very disappointed with you. If you intend to regain the trust which you have lost, you must wipe out that place on the surface they call Eden. Should you fail, we'll bury you long before those humans ever have a chance to.
Don't you threaten me! I'll burn you to a crisp before you ever make a move!
That reminds me. Before I arrived, you were running your mouth about something. Remind me what it was again. Something about Lilith, wasn't it? If the Queen were to get wind of this.
Oh, you mean that? I was only bluffing. I was merely buying time so you would finally mosey along, slowpoke. If anything, the Queen would praise me for my ingenuity.
Whatever happens, your actions going forward will determine what you truly meant by those words. The Queen is always watching. Never forget.
Liberalio falls asleep.
All I care about is burning those cockroaches to the ground.
Well, there we go. We've done 2 chapters. Time for the giant whale. Whale in the sky with diamonds.
Is that it? I think so. It certainly looks whale-like. Wow, you've got good eyes.
I just realized that it seems like there are certain events in between chapters that they don't show us. Like moments from one map to the next where they describe what they're about to do. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. And that's why it makes it really hard to jump from one chapter to the next, because the prologue or the prelude to each one is missing for us. Usually it would be like Anderson giving us a new mission or something and sending us on our way. Because right now they're already looking up at the giant whale.
Naturally, I don't wear these glasses to look pretty. Commander, is that our target?
But unless they do like a flashback or something.
How should we proceed?
First we bring it down, then we blow it out of the sky.
Okay, but how? I know I always say my fire.
This boss used to be absolutely,
That's just a figure of speech.
an absolute bitch. It was the bottleneck on my progression for a long time. I couldn't beat this bastard.
We're not equipped to shoot down such a large transport aircraft. At least not one at that altitude.
What is that thing anyway?
Codename Queen Whale.
They can never get it right. Queen whale, mother whale,
It's a
whatever.
massive transport aircraft that's been in use since the first Rapture invasion.
That long? It must be really old then.
Correct.
Shouldn't we be calling it Ancient Queen Whale then? Yeah, that's real funny. Rappy, the least you could do is pretend like it was funny.
How highly humorous.
Thank you.
It's clear that Queen Whale is still in service. It can transport large quantities of materials by flying at high altitudes. It's still capable of its primary functions. That's why it's still active. Not many of them were shot down during the initial invasion either.
Alright then, allow me to repeat my question from before. Master, what's our next course of action?
First we bring it down, then we blow it out of the sky.
Aren't you being a tad unrealistic? How can we possibly take down something that's way up there? How come we're chasing after this thing anyway? Aren't we supposed to be looking for Vaphaus? Yeah, we already used the only bullet we had on that big red meanie. And that didn't even work out. Sure, it looked like it hurt like the dickens, but it certainly didn't kill her. Yeah, I thought it caused a lot more damage, and she'd be screaming stuff like, "No, I can't die! This can't be the final resting place for a mighty heretic!"
Typical final boss chatter.
Anise, Neon.
Oh,
Or the
sorry.
Wicked Witch. Oh, what a
Was my
world! What a
acting bit
world!
off? No, it was spot on. Anyway, I hate to break up the fun. And while it is nice sitting here watching a flying whale up in the sky, we have more important things to take care of.
As a matter of fact, I'm rather curious myself, Commander. Is there any reason in particular that we're attempting to take down the Queen Whale?
Okay, never mind. I don't think we missed any content. They're giving us the nice flashback.
What did you say?
Is there a way to make Vaphaus bullets using my blood?
It's possible, at least in theory. But I already told you, once you obtain that power, there will be a whole lot of other people wanting to get their hands on it.
Not if it's kept a secret.
You're someone of particular interest to the Ark. I would be fine with all of this if you weren't intending on using the bullets. But you are. You will be detected the moment you use that Vaphaus. The entire Ark will know about it. It looks like there's no use trying to change your mind. Very well. If you insist on throwing yourself into the fire, I won't stop you. To be perfectly frank, this piques my interest as well. It's not every day you get a chance to make a Vaphaus bullet. I will need something, however.
You mean something else other than my blood?
Yes. You need to catch something for me. Codename Queen Whale.
So we're hunting
Hey,
it down, but
Commander,
we can't tell them
are you
exactly
listening to
why.
me?
Sorry, just follow my lead. I'll explain everything later, I promise.
Wowee, the commander's keeping secrets. I knew it. This happens whenever someone starts dating. Well, I suppose everyone living in the Ark has at least one or two dirty secrets.
I understand. I won't pry any further. I still say there's no way we can bring down the Queen Whale. Unless you have a plan?
Oh, I've got a raging plan. We're gonna join Johan. He's waiting for us up ahead. He'll help us come up with something.
Understood. Let's move.
Why aren't Papillon and Dorothy here?
I hear Papillon is down with a cold.
Good grief. She could at least have the
Nikke with a
decency to come up
cold.
with
What
a
the
half decent lie.
fuck?
I suppose Dorothy is feeling fatigued as well.
Go figure.
Is it okay for those two to be left alone?
Are you worried about them?
I'm worried about everything except those two.
I see. Well, don't worry. Right now, each of them wants something from the other, but neither side is willing to budge an inch. They're not going anywhere.
Whale in the Sky, Part B. Queen Whale.
Correct.
What does that have to do with the Vaphaus bullets?
I did some experiments with the Vaphaus components found in your blood. I wanted to determine if it could be implemented into offensive weapons, including bullets, or defensive equipment like armor. Unfortunately, every attempt resulted in failure. The components that make up Vaphaus disintegrate once they're synthesized with metal.
Oof.
They simply do not mix, and I can't ascertain the exact reason since the sample was so small. It's incompatible with Goddessium as well. I even tried combining it with Rapture parts, but everything ended in failure. The only thing I was able to produce were bullets that contained your blood, but not the Vaphaus.
Huh.
It's like something out of a bad horror novel. The only thing they'd be good for is putting a hex on someone.
Does that mean you can't incorporate Vaphaus into a bullet?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I guess
At
other
the very
people had a
least,
way of doing
It
this.
can't be combined with any commonly used metals.
But the Vaphaus bullet I obtained before looks like an ordinary bullet, at least it did from the outside.
Is that so? I assume you used the military scanner on it?
Yeah?
Those scanners only pick up materials used by the military. The main component of that Vaphaus bullet is something not used by the military. In fact, it's something you can't necessarily use in the strictest sense of the word.
What is it?
Human cells.
What?
The Vaphaus is flowing in your bloodstream. To test my theory, I attempted to synthesize the Vaphaus with human cells. The result? I ended up with something that could be considered a bullet, in the broadest sense of that word.
Wait, where did you get human cells?
If you must know, I used some of mine. Would you like me to tell you where I extracted them from?
Did you get them from your butt? No, that's okay.
Anyway, the Vaphaus bullet I ended up with is unfortunately a bullet in name only. It's not nearly as durable as metal, so it can't withstand the initial explosion when being fired.
It would just go splatter inside your gun and you'd be like, ew.
You wouldn't make a dent in the body of a heretic, or even an ordinary Nikke. You could use reinforced plastic, or several other new materials instead, but that won't make much of a difference. That's where Queen Whale comes in.
Could you elaborate?
During the first Rapture invasion, the Raptures didn't have a semi-permanent power source like they do now. The power source they did have had to be continually charged. What do you think they used to accomplish that?
You don't mean it.
That's right. Living things. Humans and animals, to be precise.
Oh no! Horrible monsters.
You're telling me raptors used humans and animals as a kind of fuel?
Yes.
The question is the Ark doing something similar? Because a big mystery that we see later on is exactly how the Ark gets its power. And it's a dark secret they haven't quite revealed to us, but they've shown what happens to people who figure it out.
When the Raptures first arrived, they laid waste to everything in their path. But soon after, they shifted their focus towards capturing humans. This is most likely because they needed a long-term power source. I assume I don't have to tell you what they did to the humans after capturing them. Then again, there is always a silver lining.
I thought humans as batteries was a bad idea, and that's why the Matrix doesn't make enough sense.
After mankind migrated to the Ark, this gathering of ingredients ceased. It could have been that there were
Assuming
no
the
longer
old
any
people were
humans
any
on the
good
surface,
as a fuel source.
Or perhaps the Raptures found something more efficient. At any rate, after that, Raptures moved on to their current semi-permanent power. This whole period of human hunting didn't last long. Only 10 years or so. It's a behavior that later models have never engaged in. While there are still some Raptures remaining from the initial invasion, they'll soon run out of power. That's why we need to get our hands on Queen Whale. The fuel economy of that ship is astounding. However, much like the Raptures present during the first invasion, Queen Whale's power is by no means infinite. It has had to secure living materials several times in order to reinforce its core. In other words, Queen Whale's core is bound to contain human cells. If we synthesize that core with Vaphaus, you will get your Vaphaus bullet.
Yippee! Now it's time to go hunting.
Commander, are you okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, I'm fine.
A friendly reminder. You don't need to feel bad if you have to keep a secret from us.
Yeah, as long as you don't betray us, it's all good. I've got secrets too. The main one is that I'm a spy.
That's not much of a secret, is it?
Besides, being too transparent can be a bad thing. Yeah, Master was so transparent the first time we met, I could see through him. Almost like he was an apparition. Whoa, no kidding.
Commander, we'll be arriving at the meeting point to rendezvous with Johann soon. Let's go.
Did you plan to stream more Strinova? I'm playing it, but streaming it didn't really, that had like hardly anyone even join the stream. So I felt very discouraged about that.
Let's go.
Where are we going? Big J? Don't fucking call me that.
Just call me Johan, like you've been doing, and speak normally. I always hated that nickname.
Oh, I didn't know it was a real nickname.
Master, do you know this person?
He's got a big Johnson. Not personally, but I heard about him at the military academy. He was the top of his class. People even compared him to the very first commander. He was the very first to suggest utilizing guerrilla war tactics, and he also...
Did you say guerrilla war tactics? New Hope.
New Hope? New Hope? Really? What's all this about New Hope? Him. That's New Hope. No, wait. That's, what's going on? Let's just say his reputation precedes him. Oh, gotcha. New Hope! I'm your biggest fan. Can I have your autograph? Are you Master Senior Officer? Should we refer to you as Mega Master?
Mega Master.
I can't believe it. The real New Hope in the flesh.
This music's funny.
Mega Master, Mega Master, Mega Master.
Be quiet.
What does it say?
From now on, no one calls me Big J, New Hope, or anything else.
Yes, Mega Master.
And not Mega Master either.
Super duper Master.
Super duper.
On second thought, you're not allowed to talk at all.
Oh, come on. You're so mean.
There's no need to be so embarrassed, Johan. It's simply their way of showing you respect.
Exactly. You should be proud of yourself.
I'm with them. You have every right to be proud.
Respect. Everything I left behind has crumbled and faded into nothing. How can I possibly deserve anyone's respect?
If you really are the famous New Hope, you don't seem to fit the description. He partook in the Second Surface Reclamation Campaign nearly 60 years ago.
You know your history.
He was also detained in the Rehabilitation Center after being charged with treason. According to official records, he died from gunshot wounds sustained during a failed escape attempt.
Official records? On whose authority exactly? The central government, I presume?
Right.
I'm in no mood to explain every last detail to you, but rest assured, I am the New Hope that you are all talking about. I don't care what anybody says. New Hope is my nickname, and mine alone.
But you better not call me it. What a weirdo. Johan walks forward without us.
Did he just call himself New Hope? I thought that word was banned. Yeah.
So, where are we going?
Follow me, and you'll find out soon enough.
This isn't another test or anything like that, is it?
You all are guests of Eden. We both have fought a common enemy, and we consider you our allies.
Allies? Aren't they more like our backup? You better watch yourself. Not that I need any backup anyway. I'm way stronger than any of you. If you're so jealous, then just get stronger. What? Got nothing to say? Did I hit a nerve? You want to go toe-to-toe without any weapons? Excuse me? Level the playing field. Just our fists. How about it? What kind of nonsense is this? Why would I waste my time sparring with such weaklings?
Noah marches off, almost like she's fleeing the scene.
Isn't she adorable? You mean infantile.
You okay, Isabel? You look like something's on your mind.
I can't take it anymore.
Huh?
I put up with it all the way until we got to Eden. But now that we're all working together, I've got to get closer to my beloved. I want to take in every last inch and bask in my darling's presence. I need it.
You go ahead and do that.
Do I not need Johan's permission?
I doubt he will care.
Hey, what about me? Isabel draws close with a startling abruptness.
Darling, are you tired of walking?
Alright, have a good night, Jen. Jeez, awake for 17 plus hours? That's nuts. I can't do that. Go get some sleep. Sleep well.
I can carry you.
Yeah, Isabel's main character trait is she's obsessed with the commander. So I guess this is how that was born.
If you say so, I'll guard the rear then.
Can't I guard your rear? Isabel rushes behind me. She's so close that I can hear her breathing.
Well, shall we proceed?
We set off. She's so close I can feel her every breath.
That's the target.
Johan gestures toward a giant cannon. What's this thing?
An anti-aircraft gun used during the Second Surface Reclamation Campaign. It was made in the Ark, disassembled, and then transported up to the surface. It took 2 months just to put this behemoth back together again. I don't know why you're so intent on taking down Queen Whale, and I don't care. But I will tell you that in order to make that happen, you'll need this.
Sounds like it's kinda old. Does that thing even work properly? New Hope? I mean, Johan?
No, it needs to be fixed.
We don't have anyone here with those kinds of skills. Do we need to call Mighty Tools?
We'll fix it ourselves.
But how?
First, let's clear ourselves a path. Let's get started.
You know how to fix this thing?
I do, but I won't be the one fixing it. You will.
Me?
I'll guide you along, but you'll be doing all the heavy lifting.
Okay.
We'll do it, Commander.
No, all Nikke stand down. I only want your help with tasks that can't be done by a human.
Why on earth would you work so inefficiently?
It's okay, Anis. I'll do it.
Wait, you're actually agreeing to this?
Johan tosses me a wrench and I catch it.
Get to it.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. 2 hours later.
See those screws on both ends? Twist them gently until they're in the same position, then tighten them. With these old parts, the anglers often don't fit exactly right. If you've got to bend it a little, that's fine. Give it some elbow grease.
Got it.
Too much oil. Take it apart, wipe off the oil, and do it again. Oil helps with lubrication, but too much of it, and the parts will spin out of place.
Understood.
When you're done using a tool, put it back where you found it.
That movie's so good.
101. Press and hold that part down hard until you hear a click. Not too hard, though, because that
might just be the one movie I've seen more than any other.
will cause it to break. Be more careful next time.
Okay. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody! He fell off the roller coaster and broke every bone in his body.
You're a fast learner. Do you know what that part is used for?
Somewhat. For maintaining equilibrium, right? Fine adjustments are made using this pendulum.
Correct. You do the rest on your own. I'll be watching.
1 hour later.
You really do pick things up quickly. Next up is the circuitry.
This is killing me. I hate standing guard and just watching.
Necessary? Is it necessary for me to drink my own urine? No, but I do it anyway because it's sterile and I like the taste.
Why aren't you saying anything? Hey, Neon. You okay? Great. Just great. When do you think they'll finish with this thing?
Hard to say.
Ugh, I'm so bored.
Come on, stop acting like a child.
Hey,
You
I know
couldn't hit
boring, and
water
this
if you
is
fell out of a
grade A
boat.
certified boring.
What did those two remind you of?
I've seen better runs in my shorts.
An overbearing father-in-law and a long-suffering son-in-law?
Is that really what you see? To me, they look like two people who are excited to meet a colleague, but are unsure how to process their feelings about it.
One another hour later.
That about does it. Let's move on to the next one.
What next
There are
one?
3 cannons in total. You're going to fix all of them.
Oakley dokley doo. Johan,
What is it?
aren't we supposed to be tracking down Nihilister?
We couldn't kill her even when we used Vophouse. All we did was damage her. Fortunately, we did enough damage to render her immobile for a while. She'll need some time to recover from that. You saw how fast that thing soars through the air. If she decides to steer clear of us, there's not much we can do about it.
So you're just helping me in your spare time?
Time is the one thing I don't have enough of. I'm doing this because Queen Whale could prove useful to us. It wasn't built to search and destroy. It's only equipped with a rudimentary armament. This thing is meant to transport cargo, and that's it.
Tell that to the boss version that kicked my ass hundreds of times. I don't know how many that was. Hundreds, perhaps not, but still.
It's not exactly
was a lot.
major threat. That means so long as we're able to drag
You
it
pretty
down
much
to the ground,
are like really
should be
royally
easy
screwed if you don't have
pickings for us.
Modernia at that point. And getting her, I think, was really the linchpin in my progress.
It should provide us with plenty of resources. That's right.
But she has a very specific use. She's not that great for dealing heavy damage, but she's fantastic for, you know, any of the enemies that try to put up those bullshit shields.
With the supplies on that ship, we could last for eons. Not to mention the parts that we could scavenge from it.
Who made Eden?
Cecil. She designed and built it.
Amazing.
You won't find me arguing with that.
I appreciate you saying that, Johan. I may be late to the party, but better late than never. Now, you two were going on about how amazing I was. I see. You must be left speechless in the presence of such perfection.
Did you prepare what I wanted?
It'll take a while longer. I should have it ready by the time you're finished with all the cannons.
Sounds good.
What are you preparing?
A bullet that will take down Queen Whale.
You sure are well prepared. Aren't you gonna ask me why I'm going after Mother Whale?
Isn't it obvious? I may not know all the details, but it's clearly something related to Vophouse. Let me give you a word of advice. Work on your poker face. Don't wear your heart on your sleeve, especially if you plan on continuing living in the Ark.
If I were to get my hands on Vophouse, what are you planning on doing?
You need to work on how you speak as well. Don't make your intentions so glaringly obvious. We've already confirmed that a single shot of Vophouse can't neutralize a heretic on its own. It can slow them down, but it won't put them down for the count. We need to look into this further. While we're on the topic, let me ask you something. I heard that the Vophouse you shot brought back the heretic to normal. What's the story behind that?
You missed.
What?
You missed?
Yep.
How convenient. Perhaps you wanted to miss from the start. No, that can't be it. How would that explain the past reports that the heretic was incapacitated by Vophouse?
It might be that Vophouse has varying effects in different forms.
Is there any difference between the previous heretic and the current one?
None whatsoever. They're both built of the same materials.
You're referring to nanomachines.
Yes. As long as Vophaus can terminate the nanomachines, it will be fatal to heretics.
Right. That must be it. So those bullets we got from the research center
are of subpar quality. That's my theory.
Do we have any additional information on those bullets?
Yes.
Good. Then I will answer the question you asked me a while ago. If that Vophaus you've got in your hands performs better than the others, I'll take it for myself. If it doesn't stack up, then I won't.
You'll have to pry it from my cold, dead hands.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
Hey. This
What's
is
up?
just for you. Let's talk. You can even whisper, and I'll still be able to hear you.
Did you tell Johann about my blood?
No.
How do I know you're not lying?
If Johann knew about your blood, he'd have you split open from head to toe. I won't tell him anything. What good would that do me? Besides, you can make a deal with Johann.
A deal? What kind of deal?
We'll extract as much blood as we can. We should be able to craft 2 bullets that way. I arrived at these calculations by
Only
gauging the
2?
ratio of metal to the amount of
sucks.
Vophaus in the blood that will be present during synthesis. I know I'm right.
As much as...
Relax, it won't kill you. You'll just feel a little woozy. Once we gain access to Queen Whale's core, we'll make 2 Vophaus bullets for Johann. 2 months later, he'll get another 2 bullets. It's an option available to you. Think about it.
I'll keep it in mind.
We don't know how Vophaus will react with a bullet containing your blood, but you should be able to cut some kind of deal.
So we're going to deceive Johann?
How is that deceiving? We're just not disclosing everything. That's all.
Hey, Dawson.
And
How you
to be
doing?
honest, both you and Johann have a point. Killing the heretic, giving Nikke's freedom of choice. Both sound like great options.
Why is that?
Heretics are dangerous, and so is Nymph. We'll talk about that next time. You'll arrive at the cannon soon.
The connection ends.
This is the second cannon.
Trying to remember exactly how Marion got exposed to the Vophaus. Was it because she caught the bullet in her teeth, right? They said she missed, but that's not really true.
The damage doesn't seem too bad. Let's hurry and get this thing
She
up
still
and
wound up
running.
making contact with the bullet, though, somehow, right? And that's what did it.
Are we just going to stand and watch again?
And it also fucked her up mentally in the process, so it took her a while to get back up to speed.
We'll lend a hand this time.
I actually like just watching.
No. I want all Nikkes to stand back this time as well.
I have to ask, what is the point of all this?
I can see how it's necessary.
But how? If we can repair this stuff more quickly, why not let us take over? It's just like putting us into combat.
That would be more efficient, yes. But having the commander go at it alone could result in an expanded skill set.
Sure, but not by much.
Every little bit counts. Even something small as this could get the commander out of a bind in the future.
You're wrong. Not just a little. It expands significantly. Nearly 100 times more materials were utilized in the second surface reclamation campaign than the first. That wasn't only because the number of Nikkes increased. The number of weapons used increased as well. Many of those weapons were left up on the surface and remain there to this day. Some are damaged beyond repair, but most of them can still be used after a few light repairs. And that gives us another option, one that wasn't previously available.
But will that thing work against raptures? Those weapons are decades old. Will they be capable of taking down raptures?
Who said anything about that? That's not the responsibility of a commander. A commander's responsibility is to use everything available to them in order to assist their Nikkes in taking down raptures. Being on the lookout for gaps in their ranks, lapses in judgment, mechanical malfunctions. Just doing this much helps a lot.
I guess you're right.
Listen carefully. Never rest on your laurels. Keep thinking. Keep analyzing. This will train your ability to exercise good judgment. If you build up your skill set, then your sense of judgment will improve along with it. A commander does exactly that. Command. They don't sit by and suck their thumb while mindlessly sending Nikkes out into battle.
Nikke, Goddess of Victory waifu files. Yeah, there's just not necessarily a ton of footage. I could still do it, but I've also covered a lot of Nikke stuff already.
Okay. As long as you're aware, let's move on after you're done with this cannon.
Since I've chosen to play Nikke on stream with you guys, that's kind of my current waifu coverage of it as is.
I'm feeling hungry.
We still have food left. Do you want some?
No. This is a good opportunity to teach you something else. Follow me. I'll show you how to scrounge up some food.
I follow on Johan's heels.
Nice.
I've never seen Johan act like this before.
Don't they need an escort?
It's okay. Johan can handle himself.
Well, in that case, I had a few questions I wanted to ask you in the meantime.
Go ahead.
Why don't you guys go back to the Ark? Uh-oh. I didn't accidentally cast a mute spell, did I?
Oh, cool. I want to try too. But why don't you guys go back to the Ark? But why don't you guys go back to the Ark? But why don't you guys go back to the Ark?
Neon, Jesus.
We despise the Ark. We would appreciate it if you don't mention that place again.
All of you? Even Johan and Cecil?
Yes, all of us.
Why?
I thought I told you to drop the subject.
Come on, just tell me.
I refuse.
It's like watching an unstoppable force meet an immovable object. Anyway, it's not good to dwell on the past. I will tell you one thing, however. We were all betrayed by the Ark.
Oh. So what? Who hasn't been betrayed before?
What are you talking about?
You'd probably have a harder time finding someone who hasn't been screwed over by the Ark. Not wanting to talk about the Ark just because of that seems a bit...
What may not seem like much to you could mean a lot to others. Maybe you can shrug it off, but for us, it left a scar that's slow to heal. It doesn't do either of us any good trying to compare who got betrayed worse. What matters is how the person felt when it happened.
Okay, fair enough, point taken. I'm sorry, it was careless of me to say that.
I'm sorry.
How dare you invalidate my feelings?
I apologize for being a bit too sensitive.
Then can I ask something else?
What is it?
How do you get along with the other pilgrims? Whoa, I think I cast a whole nother mute spell.
No way, I want to cast one too. How do you get along with the other pilgrims? How do you get along with the other pilgrims? How do you get along with the other pilgrims?
In the past, the pilgrims stayed with us.
So silly.
I figured that was the case. But our ways of thinking differed, so we decided to go our separate ways. That's all.
Different ways of thinking? Does that mean you had different goals?
Holy cow! Now Rappy's learned the spell!
We were after the same thing. The difference was the how.
Okay. Johan and the commander are coming back. Let's move.
Time bomb in brains. What a weird chapter title.
This is the last cannon. The bullets are ready to go.
Noah, go to Cannon 1 and stand by.
Huh? By myself?
Is there a problem?
No, it's just that...
Commander, let me go to cannon number 1.
You have to haul the ammunition.
I'll do that first, then head to the cannon afterwards.
Fine, that shouldn't be a problem.
Noah, it's okay. No need to hurry. Take your time.
Okay.
Isabel, it's time to move.
Yes, Commander. Farewell for now, darling.
Isabel shoots up to the sky and flies off in a different direction.
Boy, that must be convenient.
Harang, You're on cannon number 2. Load it up and fire once I give the signal.
Understood. See you later.
Huron leads back in the direction she came.
You fix the last cannon. I'll go confirm Queen Whale's trajectory.
Whoa, hold up. Care to fill me in on the plan?
Your commander will brief you.
Did you hear anything, Commander?
Not a word.
But then, why did Johan tell me to ask you?
You see the location and shape of these cannons? Look closely, and you'll figure out the plan. Well,
We'll use the 3 cannons to shoot Mother Whale out of the sky. Is what I would have thought if it weren't for the particular shape of these cannons. They're not meant for just shooting something down. He was like, I'm gonna fucking kill ya. And then he's like, oh, yes, you said it right. Good. They must be beam firing weapons. On second thought, they appear to be some kind of a hook shot. Hot and cold, he's just playing the game with you.
You're just pulling guesses out of your butt at this point. Don't let his expressions affect you.
These cannons are in fact giant hook shots. Once all 3 make contact with Mother Whale, we'll be able to pull it down. If the pull is strong enough, we can bring it crashing to the ground. Even if we can't do that, we can at least bring it down to a lower altitude where we can attack it with conventional weapons. Then we finish it off.
Well done. Queen Whale has a consistent route. If my calculations are correct, there should be a point where it crosses into the firing line of all 3 cannons. Once it's in the center of this triangle, that'll be our chance. Your job is...
to repair this last cannon in under 2 hours.
Precisely. So hurry.
Gotta get working. Black Lagoon waifu files. Perhaps eventually. It's not my favorite show. I already prioritized the Higurashi stuff primarily because you're such a fan.
Commander, I brought the ammunition.
Nicely done.
And I know you'd been asking. The bullets that Isabel brought look like oversized arrowheads with huge wires attached to them. You brought those on your own?
That's right. Anything for my darling.
Nicely done.
That's so kind of you.
But Johan said the same thing.
Your words give me strength, darling. I think I can take flight once again. I'll see you soon.
Isabel flies off again.
I'll load the cannon with this hook. This is where your Nikkes come in.
Alright, let's show him how strong we are.
About time. I haven't known what to do with my hands for the past few hours.
Johan, can you tell us how to load it?
Okay, I'll teach you.
And me?
You rest. There's not much to loading these cannons. As long as you're strong enough, you're golden. You stay here and take it easy until the battle kicks off.
I'll be back. You take a rest, Commander.
A Sailor Moon waifu files? That would be nice. Yes. I might have to like resource all my clips. Because Sailor Moon keeps coming out with new Blu-rays. They have like the old footage. There was that big reveal that like an old film print was the reason why they had that like pink hue over everything when it actually was never intended to be there. So I'm like, okay. Because Viz Media set out a whole batch of Sailor Moon Blu-rays. My brother bought all of them, but now there's a whole new set of them that came out, and I'm like, just how much better do they look? I'm curious if someone's actually taken like comparison screenshots. Or if we figure out that they got a better source for them. Because the movies all look phenomenal, and Season 1 looks really, really good. But as the seasons went on, they started just using like upscales, which weren't nearly as good as, you know, actually getting your hand on the old film and rescanning it.
Are you alone?
Yes.
No. Where were we? Ah, yes. The nymph.
Why is the nymph so dangerous?
Honestly, it's like you don't know anything. Humans are utterly clueless when it comes to the nymph.
Not sure I understand.
Nymph can control information and memory, but it is highly unstable. Despite this, Nymph is injected into you when you're still human, and it proceeds to make a copy of all the memories stored in your brain. That information is processed, after which you're made into a Nikke. Most Nikkes lose all of the memories they had when they were human. Instead, they're replaced with information that's pre-entered before the nymph is injected. However, there are cases where Nikkes have retained certain habits, traits, and preferences. There have also been instances where they have retained certain select memories. What they remember can range from a single moment to a span of years. It's exceedingly rare, but there have even been cases where Nikkes retain their memory in its entirety. In short, how much a Nikke remembers varies wildly depending on the individual. You've witnessed this yourself.
Could it be because certain memories leave stronger impressions?
We already know that the nymph is unstable. It's been well proven. The code pertaining to behavior which the nymph implants into a Nikke's brain is its own entity. The prime directive in this code dictates that Nikkes cannot harm a human. You've seen for yourself how inconsistent that directive is.
Come to think of it, nearly every Nikke I've known has been different.
Exactly. Some can't lay a finger on a human, whereas others can go as far as firing suppression bullets at them. Of course, none of them can kill a human outright, but nevertheless...
Christmas waifu files? Toradora? I never really considered that a Christmas anime, though it does have, like, one section about Christmas.
There's a wide range according to...
I have thought about that,
Nikke.
just doing, like, Christmas-themed anime in general, but they're very few and far between. Usually it's, like, an episode or so at most.
While it's impossible to say whether its intentions are malicious or benevolent...
I think Ken Akamatsu, the guy who makes Love Hina, did one called My Santa.
By each Nikke's individual personality traits. The input is the same every time, but the output is wildly inconsistent. This is just about the furthest thing from being considered stable. To say it serves no useful function whatsoever is not far off. The basic function of the nymph is to erase memories, memorize new ones, and implant comportment parameters. Out of all those things, does it do a single one properly?
But there is a case where it succeeded in leaving certain memories.
That was one case, out of how many? It's too unstable. It's far too random.
I thought using it was Deringyur? Never heard of that.
Let's use a bicycle as an example. Say I want to change to a wider tire. I remove the original tire and swap it out for a wider one. If I want the light on the front to be brighter, I can put in another bulb or some new batteries. I can change all of those things because I know how they work. But the funny thing is, if the seat is broken, I can't fix it. I know what a bicycle is, but I don't know how every single component works. Only some. That means I can make some alterations, but there are still parts that I can't touch. Naturally, making
Why is the seat something you don't know how to fix?
That's what nymph is like for humans.
How come no one understands its structure?
We just don't. That's why. We don't know what it is, where it came from, who made it, how the inner workings function, or what kind of side effects it may or may not have. No one knows. Back to the bike analogy.
That's pretty pathetic.
I can copy and paste certain fix-it methods from other bikes. I can make small modifications. But anything beyond that, and I'm out of my depth. That's what mankind is doing with the nymph. And it's in every Nikke's brain. Now you see why I say nymph is so dangerous. It's like a ticking time bomb. Implanted in our brains
that's what they
that
meant.
could go off at any moment. Yet humans continue to use it simply because it's convenient. It may be
And it's
more
also the very
convenient,
thing corrupting
but
the
there's
Nikkes.
potentially a terrible
Or letting
price
them
to
be
pay.
corrupted.
so I don't disagree with what you're doing. And neither does Johan.
He doesn't?
He's not against it. It's just that he has other priorities higher on his list.
Why are you telling me all this?
I just wanted you to know that there are humans that feel the same way you do. It may be for different reasons, but still.
Thank you.
Once you obtain the Vophouse bullet, speak with Johan. Try and reach a compromise. You can both remain entrenched in your positions forever. Both of you want to use it in ways that will benefit the world. I think they're finished with the loading.
That was rough.
Valentine's Day? I don't know if I need a special excuse to do Toradora. I just do Toradora because it's just a good show. Has been ages since I watched it, though. Maybe that's an excuse for me to watch it first and then make the waifu files.
Were these cannons invented specifically to go up against Queen Whale?
No, they were just basic cannons at first. They had to make a few revisions.
That seems like an awful lot of work just to capture Queen Whale. I feel there's more to this. Something you're not telling us.
Correct. Noah, stand by here and fire when I give the signal.
Why me?
Your defensive abilities make you the most suitable candidate for staying here on your own.
Oh.
What is this insubordination? When did you?
Master, I'll stay here as well.
Huh? Why you?
I don't feel comfortable.
Why
leaving
you?
Noah alone
Is what
here.
she said. Not why you. It's not how the tone. Again, it's just the voice acting. Great voice actors, poor directing.
You staying won't make it any better.
Johan, after we fire all the hooks, we're regrouping, right?
Yes. The area we'll be heading to shortly will be our rendezvous point. That's where we'll wait for Queen Whale.
Alright, Neon, you stay here with Noah.
You got it. What is this? You mean to tell me I've got to carry this weakling on my back? That's a bit too much to ask.
Commander, it seems that Inherit's powers are at their limit.
The writing is fine. It's the directing. You can tell the implied nuance of their voice based on how it's written. But you need to look at the above and below text just as much to see the context under which it's being said.
This could negatively impact our chances of reaching the rendezvous point. Are you okay with that?
I don't think the writing necessarily needs to be so obvious that anyone reading it for the very first time will always say it the correct way. Context is always important, and that's the director's job. It'll be fine.
Roger.
I'm more worried about leaving these two here.
It'll be okay. You've got the mightiest shield and the ultimate firepower right here.
I don't know about the firepower, but you're certainly right about the shield. What are you, deaf? Master clearly said ultimate firepower.
Neon, don't be difficult.
Whatever.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Are you done? Let's move.
Aim for the sky. Reach for the sky.
Rendezvous point.
Here, take this.
Here Sony's gonna try to, well, Sony has been wanting to buy Kadokawa for a while as well. It's not the first time. But yeah, if that goes through, then it's just more monopolization. Which, it's not good. Hold on a second, my dog's been coughing a lot. I need to take care of her real quick. Kana! Come here, girl. Koi! Kana! Come see Daddy. Thanks for your patience. Well, yeah, the problem with Sony is because it's not really as much of a Japanese company anymore. If they buy the rights to that, then more anime will be owned technically by the West than even Japan does, and it's like, that's really weird. That'll give them free reign to just... Is the dog alright? She is. It's just, she's got an issue where there's not much we can do but just try to treat the symptoms at this point rather than the root cause. She got mucus that runs down the back of her throat. She's got allergies and other stuff, and that nobody, not even like the best vets in the state, can tell what the hell is actually the problem, which is really annoying. But basically, lots of mucus being generated in her schnozzle. It either comes out the front in massive sneezes or down the back of her throat, in which she'll cough on it. She's had pneumonia as a result of that a couple of times, where the coughing and regurgitation would then flow back into her lungs and infect it. So she's been through that a couple of times. Luckily, the antibiotics work. But as a result of having all these fits of coughing, then her, esophagus gets all scratched up and all that bad stuff, so that she coughs even more now. So it's just a bad, never-ending cycle of coughing. I don't know enough about the details to know for sure about that Ezra, but it's fascinating. Yeah, it's a bit above my head, unfortunately.
Queen Whale will pass over the convergence point soon. Launch the signal flare when the time is right. You'll do fine.
You can speculate all day.
Are you familiar with the quadratic equation? That should help you calculate the altitude of our airborne friend. We've got a few spare minutes. Let me show you how to...
Korea is growing in its power right there, economically.
Sorry, but that will have to wait until next time. Queen Whale will be passing over any second now. Fire off the signal flare when you feel the time is right.
Off in the distance, a deafening sound assaults my eardrums. Suddenly, our entire surroundings are enveloped in darkness.
What the? Why did it get so dark all of a sudden? Is that thing's shadow really that big?
I'm afraid so.
Wow, it's a real whopper.
It's weird, too, because right now, like, China and Korea are really stepping up and providing a lot of the fan service that the West won't. Or not the West, that Japan won't, because they're catering to the West.
Queen Whale is nearing the convergence point.
It's a very weird time. I lift the flare gun and pull the trigger. Swoosh!
First hook, direct hit.
Ugh! You hooked me in the ass! Oh no! Ah!
Second hook, another direct hit.
Just look at the size of that thing. I gotta admit, it's kind of freaking me out.
Hook number 3 is late. Isn't that Neon and Noah's side?
I told you we shouldn't have left them alone.
It's on the way. Third anchor, bullseye. Retrieving hooks now.
Queen Whale is slowly descending. The closer it gets, the more its sheer immensity starts to hit home. Setting aside the fact that it's a rapture, it's an astonishing creation.
Altitude falling. All smooth. 1200. 800.
A loud noise explodes afar as the hook wires stop moving.
No further decrease in altitude. Altitude holding steady. Johan, Queen Whale has started a reverse injection.
Reverse injection?
It means it doesn't want to come down and is starting to fight back. It's still out of firing range. Bring it down by any means possible.
Get through to Isabel. She can intercept it in the air and
Wait. A rear hatch is opening on the vessel.
Oh no!
I'm detecting a lot of raptures falling. No, intentionally descending.
What? From that height?
It's either coming for us or the cannons.
I must really not want to come down.
Get ready. Raptures are coming.
More raptors are descending from Queen Whale.
Everyone, prepare for battle. Encounter.
Alright, we got him all.
Queen Whale is accelerating.
Accelerating?
It's moving, even with the hooks embedded in it. I think it's heading towards the closest cannon.
Damn, strong bitch.
Which one is that?
Cannon number 3.
That's where Neon and Noah are.
Cecil, do you think you can patch through to them?
I'm trying. They're not here.
Damn, did something happen?
Commander!
Everyone, move to cannon number 3 on the double.
Roger!
Ugh, I knew this would happen. I just knew it. Hurry. Let's go, hurry.
Scramble on the sky. Close to cannon number 3.
They're not here. Where could they have gone? Hello? Hello? Neon! Neon!
Commander, the flare gun!
Got it. Just as I'm about to lift up my hand, Johann slaps it down. What are you doing?
Look over there.
I look towards where Johann is pointing and see the hook wire that's connected to Mother Whale. 2 figures are scrambling atop the wire.
Crazy! This is crazy! I must be insane for doing this! What was that? I can't hear you! The wind's too strong! I said this is crazy! Thanks! You're pretty cool too! That's not what I said! Yeah! Power to the max! Ah! It's shaking! I know there's not much to hold on to, but hold on tight! Do you hear yourself right now? I agree! Almost there! No! If you can't hear me, just say so!
10 minutes earlier,
Huh? What's wrong? Am I crazy? Or is that thing headed straight towards us? What? Guess something didn't work out as planned. We need to join the commander. Are you talking about Master or Johann? Who cares? They're both at the same spot. I don't think heading over there will do us any good. Fine. You do whatever you want. All I know is that we're supposed to regroup if anything went wrong, and the...
dude, they own a lot more than just Code Geass, I'm sure. Yep, lots of stuff.
Do you feel safe when we're all together? What? You must get awful lonely a lot of the time. Huh? Please, what are you talking about? Why would I ever get lonely? Defense is my specialty, so I need to protect those pipsqueaks you call squad mates. That's why I want all of us to gather together. Yeah. Were you the last to join the squad by any chance? Huh? How did you know? I thought so. Guess you could never really fit in. Not fit in? Me? What are you babbling about? It's tough when everybody knows something and you're the odd one out.
You can't fit in, but I'm sure I can fit in anywhere.
You try to be
If you
nice and
catch
get
my
along.
drift.
But sometimes it feels like there's nothing you can do about it. Especially since I haven't spent as much time with them as they have with each other. It's lonely. I want to get close with them. I want to be a part of their conversations and do everything together with them. At least then, I can be useful. Please shut up. But you have to let it be. You can't change the memories they've had before you came into their lives. For those of us who came late in the picture, all we can do is make memories of our own. Memories that we're proud of. Huh? I say we take this tub of whale blubber down ourselves. What? That's what we came here for, isn't it? It doesn't look like things are working out on their side. So what should we do? How are we gonna take it down? We'll climb the hook wire and get inside of the swapper of a whale.
Once we're inside, kablamo! We'll send this big boy tumbling down to its doom. I think it'll work, don't you?
Not at all. I wish you'd say something that made an iota of sense.
If this thing gets any closer, we won't have a good angle to walk across the wire. It's now or never.
I said make more sense, not less.
Think about it. You and I, bringing down this behemoth all on our own. They'll ask us how we did it. And when they do, we won't tell them anything. It'll be our little secret, all for ourselves.
Well, so much for that.
What do you say? It's enough to get your blood pumping, isn't it? Think about it. I've got the firepower, and you've got the shield. With our powers combined, we're practically invincible.
We're Captain Planet! That song is actually really cool. I need to listen to that again. Captain Planet, he's a hero, something like that.
At any rate, I guess it's not a problem that your shield
Sounds kind of
isn't
like
anything to write home
the
about.
Sad Sonic song, too. Blue streak speeds
firepower
by,
will make up for it in
Sonic the
spades.
Hedgehog, too fast for the naked eye.
Fine then.
Sonic the
Let's
Hedgehog, Sonic,
join the others.
he can really move. Sonic,
that's
he's
right.
got an attitude. Sonic, he's the fastest thing alive.
Are you sure about that?
By the way, I am the best shield around.
If you say so.
And it would be nice to have something to brag about.
That's the spirit.
All right, Four Eyes. Let's take this thing down. With a shield and firepower that no one else can top.
I mean, maybe the world is going in a darker direction there. It's hard to say.
You betcha.
You try to do your best, live to what you believe in and value.
Nearly there! Quick!
Sometimes it's
make
just
it
out of your
open!
hands.
Fire away!
It's other people doing things you have no influence over. Mushoku Season 3 is coming soon? At what freaking season would we actually expect to see, like... Now I'm screwing over the names of the characters. Redhead. What's her name? You know, when she's an adult. She's supposed to come back when she's an adult.
Step aside! I'm going in first! We don't know what's inside! You got it!
Neon follows Noah into Mother Whale. I know they say queen, but then the text says mother and it's confusing, so I jump back and forth all the time. A massive explosion ripples across the front of Mother Whale. The blast rips open a gaping hole, and Noah and Neon leap out of it.
The shield! Land with the shield!
I've got a better idea.
Isabel snatches Neon and Noah as they're plummeting in the midair, and lands in front of us. Eris, thank you.
You alright there, buddy?
I almost died.
Your underling certainly has a unique way of handling things.
Hey,
Thanks.
you should have told us before doing something that crazy.
Sorry, it was urgent.
Still,
Are you hurt?
Well, my glasses did get dinged up a little.
Okay.
Queen Whale's altitude is dropping. It appears those two managed to damage a part of the propulsion system during their little escapade. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's falling.
Estimated landing zone?
I'll mark it. Let's go. I'll contact her in.
Noah, I thought my orders were to wait.
I know.
Yolan lifts his hand and places it on Noah's shoulder.
Good job. You exercised your own judgment when the operation didn't go as planned. Hopefully you can make a habit of it.
I know that. You don't have to tell me.
Well, where's my praise?
Good job, Neon.
No problem.
Good, she's not expecting me to, like, pull out the red carpet and
Queen
do all
Whale
this
is
fancy
switching
shit.
hover mode.
You're the best, Neon!
Seems like a last-ditch effort.
We'll intercept it here.
It really is huge.
Won't we be able to take it down more easily if we go inside through the mouth?
Thanks, but no thanks.
Commander, all the preparations are ready.
I'm
Roger.
sure you could just look at like a wiki or something or whatnot of
Encounter.
all the different shows that they have the rights to. It would be a long, long list. So yeah, this fight was a bitch. I'm glad it's over.
Confirmation. Enemy down.
If you look at a breakdown of the fight from other YouTubers who have like guides and stuff for it, it's just crazy. It's got these little tiny cannon things on the side that are really difficult to hit. Probably a lot easier if you're playing on PC, but if you're playing on tablet, you gotta just hope you can get accurate there. And then you blow up those, and those take significant chunks from the bastard's health. It goes through different phases where it pops out a whole slew of enemies, and you get a chance to kill them within like maybe 1 second. 1 or 2 at most. And then if you miss that opportunity, they all put on shields, and you have to grind away at them to take damage. Because those shields, like, it reduces all your damage to 1 until you finally kill them. Which means you need a character like Marion who's just firing a constant spew of bullets rapidly, as opposed to someone who's like a sniper. Snipers are terrible for this particular fight in that regard. Although I'm sure it's actually a lot easier with Red Hood in the thing now, but this was pre-Red Hood, you gotta remember. All of this is pre-Red Hood. And whatever enemies you didn't kill in that time all rush you at once and cause a shit ton of damage. So, it'd be pretty rough. And if you didn't kill them in time because you're too busy trying to not die, then the time runs out and you still lose. The time limit is the killer in this game for sure. I can't believe it even has one at this point.
All thanks to me and Noah.
You don't have to remind us. How did you do it, anyway?
Yeah, what did you tinker with inside there to sabotage this behemoth?
That
Is a secret.
is our little secret. You've got no idea, do you? It's killing you not knowing, isn't it?
Very well. I'll go about this another way.
Himitsu.
Now then. You. Can you tell me how you managed to scuttle the queen whale so quickly?
Sorry, it's a secret.
What kind of an answer is that? What is our next move, Johan?
We're going back.
So soon?
Yes.
Do as you like. We'll be on our way. You can follow us when you're done.
I'll be waiting.
Johan and the members of they're called Inherit, leave. Let's get that core.
Got it. Wowzer. Look at the size of
Wowza,
that thing.
bowza, browser.
You sure we can lift it on our own?
Only one way to tell. Commander, promise me that you'll tell us why you're doing this later.
I promise.
Now, Neon, lift there.
Okay. This thing weighs a ton. Wow, you're so strong, Anise.
What are you doing? I said lift from there.
I am lifting.
Well, put your back into it.
I'm trying my best.
Neon, scooch over. I'll help you out.
Did they drag that thing all the way back? Why didn't we all work together on that? That's kind of fucked up. Eden, Cecil's research
Here you
room.
are. These are the Vophouse bullets made with your blood.
That was fast. I take both of the bullets. Their deep crimson color makes them seem like I'm holding 2 rubies.
As expected, Queen Whale's core was fused with human cells. We were also accurate in our prediction that none of the Vophouse ingredients were lost while synthesizing your blood. This is about as perfect a Vophouse bullet that can be made at this point.
What about Johan?
He's waiting outside. It's up to you whether you take him on and keep both bullets or not. Good luck.
Right.
Oh, right. I compared the bullet found in the research room to the current bullets. There's a significant difference in concentration. If that bullet you found before was a 10, then this one is 100.
Nice.
Maybe even more than that. I can't say for sure, but I'm fairly positive this will be fatal for any heretic. It could also grant any Nikke complete autonomy, just to be safe. Don't get any of your blood on any Nikkes. It's exceedingly potent, so much so that we have no idea what it could do to them. Of course, there's no evidence to say something good can't come out of it. But we can't say for sure something terrible wouldn't happen either.
Wouldn't it just kill the nymph? We've seen that happen, and it's usually a good thing. I'll keep that in mind, thanks.
No, thank you. You did great.
Zing!
Did you get it?
Yep, 2 rounds.
2 rounds, huh?
Here, take it. I throw 1 bullet at Johan.
And if I tell you to hand over the other one?
You won't.
I'll put this to good use. Are you going back to the Ark?
Yeah, I'm gonna find a way to mass produce Vaphaus.
You'd be better off doing that here.
No. The Vaphaus I need, the Vaphaus I found needs to be mass produced at the Ark. Only then can I have it work to my advantage.
Sounds to me like you intend on lording it over everyone.
Call it whatever you want, so long as I'm the one who has it.
I didn't peg you for someone who'd be fixated on that kind of thing.
Marion, right now, we don't have the power to protect you. We will never leave you. We'll come back for you, that's a promise. When the time is right, we'll come back for you. Are you gonna continue tracking down the heretic?
That's the plan. Like I said, though, Nihilister has her guard up now. It will take some time.
Good luck.
Please. I don't need a cheerleader. Get going.
Johan turns around and leaves.
Commander, we're all packed.
We can leave anytime.
It doesn't feel right leaving empty-handed.
We're not leaving empty-handed. Show them the Vaphaus bullet.
What's that?
It looks like some kind of jewel or a bomb. Oh, are you giving this to me?
Is that the...
It is.
Vaphaus? Huh? What?
She said Vaphaus.
I heard her. That's not what I meant. Where'd you get this? And out of nowhere.
Cecil.
Uh-huh, fine. I know you have no intention of keeping us in the loop. At least we didn't come here for nothing.
Yeah, no need to bow our heads in shame on the way back.
Let's head back to the Ark.
Roger. You weren't planning on leaving without saying goodbye, were you? That's cold, guys.
Oh, darling. Won't you stay a little longer?
Afraid not. I have something to do.
Is that right? Then I'll wait right here for you. Like I always have.
Don't lie. You're always stalking them whenever you have the chance.
Did you get what you came here for?
Yes, thanks to all of you.
You're too kind. Anyway, you better get going and find Papillon. She's been talking to Dorothy.
I forgot all about Papillon already.
See you around.
See you.
Hey, Four Eyes. You gonna be back next time? Sure thing.
Until next time. Celebrate your fandom. No, not yet. We still got a bit more to go.
Papillon has decided to remain at Eden. She must have taken a liking to the place.
It just sort of happened.
I thought anyone but you would pull such dirty tricks. There's nothing dirty about it. You should have seen this coming. What are you after? Silence. And a few secrets. What secrets? I'll let you know later. Papillon,
Yeah?
what should I tell Burning Gum?
Tell him I'm in the middle of an operation.
Affirmative.
Dorothy, was it? I can see what you're doing, and it's not right. You know that, don't you?
Of course.
Let's go, Commander.
But what about Papillon? Rappy nestles up close to me and whispers in my ear.
Papillon is a hostage. If we tell anyone about anything we saw here, we'd be putting her life in jeopardy. Although she hasn't told us exactly what it is she wants, it's clear that Dorothy wants some kind of information from the Ark.
Will Papillon be okay?
Yes, probably. She can hold her own. I don't foresee any major issues. Dorothy needs her to remain unharmed if she wants to get what she's after. Let's go. We need to get back to the Ark before we can do anything.
Should I try telling Johann or Cecil?
From Eden's perspective, they're doing the right thing. They want to keep this place a secret just as much as anyone else. While they may not have gone out of their way to help, I'm sure they didn't do anything to stop it either.
Well, standing here debating isn't helping anything. Let's go back.
Reluctantly, we turn around and head back.
They're good people. Worrying that much about your safety. I wonder how they'd react knowing that you were here of your own volition.
You're right. They're good people. Too good to mesh with people like you or me.
So, should we continue where we left off?
Where were we again?
Are you really going to make me say it out loud?
It's a topic I never tire of discussing. I wouldn't mind hearing it again.
Take me to the Ark, as an honored guest.
What good would that do me? What do I have to gain?
You would have brought back a runaway pilgrim wandering the surface. Just think of the publicity. Isn't that enough for you?
I suppose so. Then what would the Ark gain from welcoming you back into the fold?
I can give them what they've been so curious about.
What do you mean, what is this? I can explain, but I'm not sure what you're referring to.
The one thing they've been dying to have but could never obtain. I will give them all that Eden has to offer.
She wants to rub it in that she's made a better utopia than the Ark ever did. Maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah.
Home, sweet home! It's good to be back. Oh, how I've missed you! Sweet nectar of the gods! AKA carbonated soda!
You just know she's like a beer enthusiast, but they can't say it, so they just use carbonated soda as a nice little placeholder.
Oh yeah, that hits the spot. Would you please be quiet? I need to study. Studying? For what? There's a live presentation on some new weapons being broadcast today. As a scholar who specializes in all things firepower related, it would practically be a sin for me to miss it. Sounds to me like you've got a funny idea of what constitutes studying. Says you. Huh? The TV isn't working. Give it a few whacks. People still do that? Are we living in the Stone Age? Well, considering how old that TV is, I'm not surprised it's on the fritz. I'm gonna kick back and relax while watching some Tetra Connect. What the? Why isn't it working?
Dun dun dun.
Commander, I attempted to report to Shifty about our return, but nothing is going through.
Nothing at all.
I tried other lines as well, but they're all blocked. I can't get anything through to the Ark.
I wonder what's going on. Is something going on in the Ark?
You should hurry and get to the Ark.
Roger.
Huh. Aha. This is where the story goes absolute apeshit. I've been waiting to get to this point.
I didn't detect anything out of the ordinary on my patrol. Holy!
See, I really wouldn't want this animation studio to be in charge of making a Nikke anime, because it's just not that good.
Are you finished with your patrol as well, Miranda?
Yes, everything is normal.
Alright, let's head out then. Can we
And not even the bad
sticks
dubbing.
on the way?
As in, like, complete disregard for lip flaps. Ideas for waifu lists. Yes, Danmachi's fantastic. Food Wars would be fun, yeah. I agree.
It's awfully quiet today.
There was an event
The anime is
commemorating
like
one of our past
all the way
military
done,
victories.
isn't it?
That must be where everyone is. That certainly makes our patrol a whole lot easier. Far from it. Most crimes happen at times like this. Oh, jeez, that's right. I totally forgot.
Their animations don't
If you
like
keep
match
hooting
up
and
at
hollering
all.
like that, you're gonna scare off all the criminals. Is that right? Then I'll yell as loud as I can. Wait, don't. Yeah!
The sky is falling. The sky is falling. That wasn't me, I swear.
Holy! Did my scream just break the Dome of Eternity? How would that even be possible? Then what was that explosion just... Huh?
Yeah, it's Chicken Little right here.
Taking it down! Holly! This... I know. Just stay calm. I can see that, but... This is the Ark, not the surface! Huh?
Question is, how the fuck did they get in here?
Emergency! Rapture's attacking the Ark! I repeat, emergency!
I don't know
Emergency!
anything about
Rapture's
Eminence and
attacking the Ark!
Shadow. I think my brother was watching that, though. I could be wrong. I don't even want to know how many people were inside those buildings right there. It's kind of amazing that the building would still stand after being bored a hole through like that.
In the Ark? Miranda, snap out of it!
Oh no. Invasion. Now, I'm thinking I might just wrap it up here because this will be a great place to start next time. Let me see here.
Take a look around, this is where we are. Ascend, look out far up in the sky. You'll see the sun come up again. Take a look around, this is what we vowed. Another day, the wind will show us and say another way. This is not how it ends. Let our hopes fall through the wind and sail. Let it reach up to the satellites and say we will flow inside the light. We can see another day. Across the line of lights, so pave the way towards a new day.
Okay, just resetting my schedule. Have I done the event story? Yeah, that was my last stream. Part 7 will have all that for you. Alrighty. But yeah, let's see here what we got. We streamed today. Got a waifu monthly recap coming out on Tuesday, talking about all the cool waifu stuff I saw throughout November. And then we got more lessons in Magecraft that week. But then after that, I'll have a video on Ayaka Sajo from Fate Strange Fake, and we'll stream again. So we'll be right back there to do chapters 22 onward. How many chapters are there right now? 2. We've definitely been through the bulk of it. Yeah, I'm currently doing chapter 33, so we'll get there. Oh, the new event? You mean with the flower girl? Yeah, I did not stream that. It doesn't even have voice acting, so I'm not focusing on it as much. But yes, until next time, celebrate your fandom.